Hey y'all! Woohoo! Yes, well, prepare for a spooky month because it's gonna be crazy. Okay, we're gonna have some weird shit going down just pretty much daily. And I don't think it's really a bad thing. I think it's going to be good in the long run. It's one of those things that we're going to have to get used to. Gonna have to get used to it. Hey, Michelle Cannon Free is here, and Louis Ta, who had a weird dream last night. Wow. And has a dream of a very tall alien, and then I'm missing somebody. I think somebody got deleted, blocked, or something. Very weird. Hey, I am Pam. Pam, I am. Wait a minute. I am Pam. Oh wait, no, you are Pam. Okay, she is Pam. And, you know, I gotta say, I really appreciate Pam because that way my old pants didn't stick. But now I have cast iron pans, so I don't need Pam. Wait, but I do need Pam. Okay, that rambling. Oh, I must have been challenging Kamala Harris or something. Anyway, or is her name Kamala Harras? Harass. Yeah, something like that. Okay, I'm in a weird mood. Can you tell? Okay, so Lewis is here, or was here. I don't know if he still is. Lewis, are you still here? And Pam is here, and Michelle is here, and I don't know who else is going to make it here. I'm a little late myself, though, so I'm not going to judge anybody. And my candle, I don't know what happened to my candle. This is coming in here, and I was thinking I was going to light my candle, and I cannot find it. So I'm sitting here, letting my eyes adjust. Is it too dark for you guys? Can you guys see me? I can't really tell on my monitor that well. Can you see me, or is it too dark? Do we need more lighting somehow? Um, Anyway, does this guy work? I wonder. Is this one of the guys that works? There you go. There you go. We'll just do the whole show like that. Hello. it's This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Well, not quite yet. But anyway, I wonder if I can just turn him on and let him go. Okay, that'll give me a little bit of light to go by. What did I do with my candle, though? Um, yes, I'm in a silly mood. Okay. Why am I in such a silly mood? Well, I'll tell you. He's a bit dark. I'm in a woo mood. Am I in a woo mood? Yes. I'm seeing Indiana Jones. Oh yeah, the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Exactly. So anyway, yeah, we're in a woo mood. So this is great. I got the word. Does this guy turn on? No, I think he's just a little black kitty. Meow. Um, See if I got anybody else that turns on here. No, I think that one's just a plain one. Yeah. So we've got a skull for light. This skull. That's appropriate. Okay, I guess he's just full of bright ideas. Um, Where's my candle? My great big candle that was right here. Anyway, who knows? I must have done something with it. Yay! Okay, I give up. Um, so we're doing it by the light of Scully here. Where's Mulder? Uh, yes, yes. Uh, bubble. I'll have a double. Yeah, give me a double, bartender. Um, in a woo mood. Yes. Let's see. I have not activated my Halloween tarot cards yet. Not planning to unless I accidentally open a portal. That is Lewis. Oh, okay. You gotta, you gotta do it on Halloween. Um, I'm going to be doing card readings again. I guess it's this coming Monday or yeah, next Monday. Um, I think this next Monday. By the way, Wednesday we're going to have um Lady Spellbreaker 1313 talking about what's going on with the planets in 13 sign astrology. Um, then Sunday, we're going to have Alexander the Ganja Shaman. So I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. You know, I'm very excited. Okay. So, but that's going to be in both cases probably going to be at 8 o'clock because they needed to be earlier. You know, I'm cool, but I'm going to move it up to 8 so that they can get their, beauty sleep and stuff because of their time zones and whatever and schedules. So it's going to start earlier, but we're going to have a couple of guests coming on the next two shows. So let's see what's going on in chat. There's Lady Spellbreaker 1313. We happy Pluto direct. Oh, Pluto has gone direct today on 1010. Is this Renny 1010 day? Ren 1010 day? It's a holy shift ring of the fire eclipse. Right. Well, another thing I'm hearing today on the grapevine is that it is the beginning of a new era. Uh, at the end of this month, we'll be celebrating pagan New Year. That's what Halloween was in some traditions. And let's see, it's a big month. It's just a big freaking month in all kinds of ways. And also, all hell, HE doubles hockey sticks. I know you guys got that right. All HE double hockey sticks is breaking loose. A Pluto station's direct at 31 degrees Sagittarius. Well, but what does that mean? Want to come and say a little bit about it? Age of Aquarius. We are in it. Hello, James Ortiz. It means we are in it. We are in it. As I have said, we crossed some kind of invisible boundary a couple weeks ago. Other people have felt the shift too. I think some of you have even mentioned that to me too. And I know that some of you felt it, but we have crossed some kind of boundary now. We're in a different place. And it's not ever going to go back to the way it was. The old normal is gone. Okay. That's what I'm hearing. Today is the first day of the rest of our eternity. Today is the first day of a whole brand new day. Um, and it's going to look messy. It's going to have a lot of surprises. There's going to be some stuff that might look scary, but don't be afraid. Um, but it's going to be like all kind of hell breaking loose. Okay. So just be aware of that. And yet, as bad as it looks, it's actually going to get better. Okay. It's on its way to getting better. It's just going to take a little bit of sorting out. Um, the Pluto Direct chart is on your community tab. Good for you. How do I get a community tab? I need one of those. I need some help. Oh, bring it out during a full moon, the store cashier. Oh, well, yeah, Louis, you're supposed to initiate card decks during a full moon. Yeah. 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 Well, hell is breaking loose. And it's a good thing. It needed to. We need to break it loose and let it go. Break that sucker loose and just throw it out the ball. Just get it out of here. Yeah, all hell's gonna break loose, and then we're gonna be kicking it out the door. That's all there is to it. It's not a bad thing at all. Although it's gonna look very, very rough for a while in some parts of the world, it's not gonna be pretty. I'm sorry. It's not. But you don't have to be a part of that. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Okay? You're not helpless. You're not powerless. You're God in a body. You're God in a human body. You are creators. You are divine. You do not have to be a part of the madness. You have a choice. And you should be very, very happy about that. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my bones. Yes, bring it on, Pluto. Ooh, yes. So, well, um, mm, yeah, Mars, Scorpio. I can't remember where I think I may have it somewhere else too. But yeah, she can feel it coming. Yeah, that's right. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord. Yeah, I can feel it. It really is. It really is coming. And there's going to be wars and rumors of wars, and there's going to be all kinds of shit going down. There's going to be, oh, and it's funny because just as we're getting corroboration that, yeah, Obama is actually gay and Mikey probably is actually a guy, a biological guy, his wife. But that's kind of getting swept away by all of the other crazy crap that's happening in the world, right? I mean, there's all kinds of other crazy crap happening in the world, and it's like, but I just heard a guy today talk about this. Um, just talk about all kinds of things once again, and it sounds like when it all shakes out, um, all this prosecution of Trump is going to end up being bullshit. He's not going to prison. So take that as whatever you want it to be. But the things that he did when he was a president, there are some immunities that being president gives you, and uh, speaking in whatever way you want to speak is one of them. So whatever way he spoke has absolutely no bearing on anything. It's right in our Constitution. The president has free speech. The president can say whatever he wants, and and especially immunity if he is doing something connected with his office. Because if it wasn't like that, then the president would have no power. So he is one of the three bodies, legislative bodies, all by himself. He is the only unique position where the third leg of that triangle is one person, and that's the president. Now, unfortunately, that's going to go the same with the knucklehead we got now, too. So, yeah, you know what? It's going to be interesting to watch. I'm getting out the popcorn. This is the movie. This is the movie that's planned. And I'm going to order me a brand new microwave popcorn bowl. That's right. I'm going to order it from Temu because it's going to be about $5. I'm going to get me a nice microwave bowl from Temu. I don't know. How do you do microwave? I need to figure out how to do microwave popcorn though. But yeah, I'm going to get me my popcorn, and I'm going to get me my something nice to drink, and I'm going to get me my maybe a Kit Kat bar. I like Kit Kat bars. I'm going to watch this go down. Right. I am going to watch this all go down. Everything's been a pack of lies, and it's all going to get rooted up by Pluto. Hey, Pluto is a hero. He is. He is. Hey. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, the drumming song on it. Yeah, that's a great song. You just set it on 3 minutes and not too long or it burns. So you can just put it in any kind of a plastic container or something. And just put it in there. Like a silicone container or something. I don't know how to do that, but yeah, I don't know how to make microwave popcorn, without the package. But I bet I'm going to learn because I'm going to want a lot of popcorn. I'm creating and manifesting too. But I sure came here to watch this movie. This is a movie that I paid for. Oh yeah, we all paid for this movie, honey. I'm watching this movie. So far, it's been pretty entertaining. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. And I'm glad you're doing that. And Spirit told me something entirely different for myself. But then again, I have an entirely different situation from what you got. I got an entirely different situation. I don't have an addiction issue at all. I have not had, except maybe sugar, which I have managed to beat pretty much for the most part. I have a little once in a while, but it's not anything like in the old days, where I was not as aware. But see, I'm a little different. I don't have the addictive streak. I mean, there is a predisposition in your genetics to addiction, and I didn't inherit that. So fortunately, my case is going to be a little bit different from your case. But I certainly applaud you for listening and doing what you need to do in order to get things done. And my stuff is getting done. And although at times I'm nervous a little bit about it, I gotta say I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. I feel like this weight coming off of me. I feel like it's a weight that has been lifted off of me. Mhm. See, I, I don't really have I don't really have any of that. I have walked away from everything that's ever tried to hold me. I've managed to walk away from everything that's ever tried to imprison me. I've managed to get out of that prison, and I am very thankful. And from the health prison, I'm getting out of that too, gradually, bit by bit. The bad health, the stuff that gradually I have been manifesting a healthier, better, and safer life. Am I afraid of any of this shit going on? No. No. No, that's not for me, and it doesn't have to be for you either. I just want you to know, it doesn't have to be for you either, man. It's a choice, you got a choice. Stuff can happen, how do you react? Keep those energy levels high and it can't get you. The scary stuff can't get you. Keep those frequencies high. I know sometimes it's difficult, sometimes it's easy to let it drop, and then shit happens. You gotta get yourself back up there. That's all there is to it, babes. That's all there is to it. Hey, it's Max Vision. Hurricane or storm. Max is coming. The storm. Tropical storm Max is on the way. What do you think of that, Max Vision? Right. Yeah. We're slightly different path, slightly different situation, but it's still the same thing as we're listening to our guidance and we're doing as we're advised. We're listening to our advisors and doing what they're telling us to because we know that they're there to help us, right? And y'all need to be doing this. This is what y'all need to do. Listen to your guidance. Listen to your guidance. Right. And your guidance may not be the same as somebody else's. But, it's very important that you realize that your guidance is your guidance. It's the same message, though. Trust your guidance. Here is the link. Anybody wanting to come in? Come on in. Click that thing. I'll be looking for you down in the guests. Andy Groove. Andy Groove is lurking. Ooh, we got a lurker. Ooh. Right. And your signs and your guidance are for you. Maybe not the next person. Maybe not the person down the road. Maybe it is, though. I mean, maybe you got the same. Maybe you and one of your friends got the same thing going on and you got the same guidance. But you got to be able to discern. You got to be able to discern what's for you. So you can get some very good information. But maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's great information for somebody. But it's not good information for you at the time. So you gotta really be selective about that, and you gotta be strong because a lot of people try and move you away from that. I'm sure that I'm sure that Lady Spellbreaker gets it all the time that somebody or other is always, oh, you need to do this more and you need to do that more and blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, no, she doesn't. She's doing what she's getting advice to do. Right. And what is a warning? That's exactly right. So if you want to come in and say something, the link's out there. If you want the link again, just holler. But today, like I said, we have, I have been hearing on some of the circles that we now are finally at a major turning point. There's no going back. Um, the event is happening, whatever that's going to look like for individuals, and there's going to be a lot of individuality to the event. The readers, what's the event? 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 Okay, well, the event is going to be a little bit different for everybody. Mm, pure water from an alkaline pitcher. I do advise you to get one. And I also have a hydrogen water maker. I advise that too when you get a chance. I can help you find those things. Here's my little commercial. I'll help you all shop for the stuff that I get that I use. Stuff that I think is going to help you. If you let me, I'm not going to do this if you don't want me to, but I am going to offer this. All I ask in return is you use my link, my affiliate link. This is my commercial. Now, it might be from Temu, might be from Amazon, might be from Wish, might be from Alibaba or something. But I'm going to become affiliates with all of them. You know why? Because a long time ago, I was told, and this seems to be across the board, that what is money for you is going to be something, what is going to make you money, what is going to be your skill. You're going to find that your skills, the things that are making money for you, are going to be things that you're doing that are easy for you, so easy for you, so second nature for you, or actually first nature for you. It's so natural that you don't even think of it as a skill or a talent. So I'm going to give this a shot. This is one of those things that I don't think I ever thought of it before as being a talent, but I can shop like nobody's business. I can find deals online for all kinds of unique things that people never even heard of, but they're very helpful. So you guys tell me, does that sound like a plan? And if you if you want to help me, all you got to do is follow my link. Although you don't necessarily. Now, if you buy something, I'll be getting 20% from Temu. But if you don't, and you just like download the app or something, I think I get something too. But more than that, there's all these things I'm trying to tell you about that have been so helpful to me. That's where I'm finding a lot of them. So anyway, there's my commercial. Oh, you're backstage. All right. And here she comes, Miss America. Here she comes. Do do do. I'm trying to add you. I'm trying to add you to the stage, darling. There you are. Okay.
I wouldn't call me Miss America.
No, well, I can call you what I want. It's my daggone show. I can call you what I want, woman.
You like my witch's headband hat? Is that what?
I think I do. I want it. I want it.
No,
No.
it's a headband.
No,
But
I'm
today's
oh, it's
Indigenous. Did you
cute.
know that? It's
What?
Indigenous Day today.
It's indigenous, I know it is.
Yeah.
And due to the fact that there are indigenous people in my mom's lineage, um, Cherokee, uh, asked my great grandmother Whitehorse and her sister Shanoa. Um, and we did find them. We found her English name in the records, Ridner. So she's legit. She's 100% legit Cherokee.
That's awesome. So what'd you do today for any Native American history? It's November's Native American History Month, isn't it?
I think so. And one of the things I'm hoping to do is get out. I didn't get it. I didn't get there today. My ride kind of failed. But I want to get out if I can. I don't know if I'm up to it or not. But very soon I hope I can get out to to the Native American Indian Mountain that we
That
have near here.
that would be
About,
good.
about 20 minutes away. What I did today was I did some crafts. I did some meditation. I did some intention. Um, you know, just usual stuff. So nothing really that special today, but I do intend this month to do some things. So I found my hawk's wing and I am going to get it ready to be used with my smudge bowl, my abalone smudge ball. My hawk's wing was given to me um, a while ago, and I have to be careful because it is a sacred thing, and it's also, if you're not Native American, you can get in a lot of trouble for having that.
I've been
But,
finding a lot of hawk's feathers actually, and yes, you're actually not supposed to possess them.
right, unless you're Native American, but I
Yeah.
am. So if they get on my back, I'm going to talk about my grandmother, my great grandmother, um, and it's interesting. This is something a lot of people don't know, but my great grandmother was very light skinned, but her sister Shanoa was very dark skinned. And this is actually something that existed in the Americas long before the slave trade, long before any black slaves ever came over. There were black Indians here, and that
Yeah,
is the
they were
truth.
on the Trail of Tears.
What?
They were on the Trail of Tears too.
No, they did end up on the Trail of Tears with a lot of people, but no, they were here way before the settlers came.
Yes. And even
Mhm.
the people from India traveled up and around, even like Russia and the Siberian, is it the Bering Strait? Is that what it was called? Where Russia and Alaska
Yeah.
wants a piece of land. They
Mhm.
walked, even Australian Aboriginals, people migrated. Like
That's what
India,
they say.
yes, India.
But you know what? I'm not sure I entirely believe it.
Hmm,
I'm not, or I think that's only part of the story, I should say.
yeah, I think there's
I
been
think that's only
migration.
part of the story.
Yeah,
Because
I think,
I think there was a worldwide culture here a long time ago.
yeah,
We have signs of that, and I think they came here probably a lot earlier, even.
yes,
Maybe from the last world, maybe from the last. Remember, in we're going into the fifth world.
yeah.
So there's
I
been
got the
this happened before.
Native American shirt on today, and it says American Original Homeland Security. And you can see the Native Americans here in this picture have guns, and they didn't have guns. It says fighting terrorism since 1492. And there's a Black
Mm.
Elk quote on the back. I gotta actually turn my shirt around so I can read it. Because I got this at a flea market at the it's a Blackfoot chief said, "The land was put here for us by the Great Spirit, and we cannot sell it because it does not belong to us. You can count your money and burn it within nod of a buffalo's head, but only the Great Spirit can count the grains of sand and the blades of grass of these plains. As a present to you, I will give you anything we have that you can take with you, but the land, never."
Mm.
And it's amazing how many people have put flags and price tags on all the land that belongs to who?
Yeah,
The
because to
spirit.
the Indians, they thought they were getting it over on, they thought that they were they were like, selling land? Yeah, that's impossible.
And it's funny how many people are claiming the land. Even the
Mhm.
natives are fighting over the land. My
Now they are, well, because they have to.
my Lakota sister, she left the reservation. She's a Lakota Native American,
Mhm.
and she lives in California, and she's from Philadelphia, and or not Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And she also said that the Spanish and European invasion was the Native Americans' karma for all of their abuse on the women. They were fighting over the land and raping the women and stealing the children and things far before the European invasion ever got here. The natives themselves were fighting over the land.
Well, they were doing that in
They
Africa too,
tried.
and they're still doing that in Africa.
They're
And
still doing
a
a lot of the land.
they were actually taking each other as black slaves in
Yep.
Africa before any of them ever got here.
Yes.
So
I
that
know.
was a worldwide thing for a long, long time.
Hello that way.
I want it that way.
If you feel it
Oh,
that way too.
uh-huh.
Oh,
Emmett. Emmett
ooh.
is here. What are you emitting, Emmett? Real estate is the only thing with any real value. Is it really?
But nobody actually owns the land. It's all a facade. And it's really sad to me because like if I listen to people talking about Native American things and they are referring to the white man needs to get out of here, it's the most racist stuff I've ever heard in my whole life because everybody here in America is a hybrid. They are white mixed with Native American and everything else. So like I've been on Twitter since 2019 when I lost Facebook. And I hear all these people saying they want their land back. We want the land back. But the land doesn't belong to them. It's not their land.
They
So
just want to be able to live on the land.
giving it
Okay,
back
basically.
to or whatever. It's unbelievable what's going on. It's all division. All I mean, I can understand there being anger with the languages being stolen and things like that, but it's like it's no one's fault. Nobody that is alive today walking this earth was here and had anything to do with what happened when Pluto was in Capricorn back when the Declaration of Independence was written. Because that's exactly where Pluto was back then. Back then, when the Declaration of Independence was being written. Think about what
Yep,
all was going on in this country then.
exactly.
Because that's exactly where Pluto is right now. Pluto's about to head right back into Capricorn.
Oh, yeah. And here we go.
Capricorn is an earth sign, but Capricorn is also the devil card. Capricorn is a hard worker. A Capricorn's ruled by Saturn, the disciplinarian. Not
Yeah.
not like sweet, more Venusy, Taurus sign, earthy. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which is the hard taskmaster, the
Right.
father disciplinarian. Not
Right.
necessarily delivering just bad things, but think of Saturn's rings like karmic cycle, like a record player that's going to deliver it
Yeah.
right back to you. Everything, good and bad. So if you're doing good, that's what you get back.
So basically, well, we've been in reruns with the retrogrades.
I
That's
know,
basically what a retrograde is a rerun.
I know. Let me pull up
Rerun
my
season.
astrology.
If you want to understand something, there you go. You got a secret of astrology right there. A retrograde, what is it? It's a rerun season.
It is. And here's
When,
the thing: many people are not understanding that until they hop off the freaking bus and make a change in their life, they're going to keep repeating. They're going to keep being given opportunities. This is what happened with me. I went and got a job. A door opened and I walked through it. I didn't procrastinate. I didn't say I can't. I didn't say I don't want to work. A door opened, an opportunity, and I walked through it. Well, that opportunity opened another door because then another opportunity. You said,
that often does.
you told me you're going to meet someone at this job, did you not? And that's what's happening. One opportunity after another. I walked away from these YouTube chats and working 40 hours a week on YouTube live streaming. I just told that way that earlier. I was live streaming, trying to keep up over 40 hours a week, and I've made more at a real job working 20 hours a week than I did working 40 hours a week on YouTube helping others.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And guess what? I decided to help myself for a change. I
Well, I'm
decided to
I'm
stop.
really glad that's working out that way for you. Yes, that's wonderful.
Thank you. Because I'm about to get my driver's license. And Spirit said, if you want to make this happen a little faster, walk through this door. And then now another door. And it's like I just have to keep walking through the doors. And now I'm gonna be working at Hallmark. I just got a job at the gift shop.
Of course, she said doors, and now I'm thinking Jim Morrison.
Oh yeah. From baby light my fire.
Love me 2 times, baby. Yeah. Love me twice today. Yeah, light my fire. You know that it would be untrue.
That
Um,
was Kayla's favorite song. There's a comment on that song. Hello, I love you, because my daughter used to always say,
yeah.
"Mom, can you please hear hello, I love you" from the back seat.
That way of saying I only use money because I am forced. Well, yeah, pretty much now. But you know what? That way, you're going to love this way. That's going to be eventually. This is coming. This is coming. We're all going to find we're a lot more prosperous than we think we are. Okay. That's going to happen. That's coming. That's coming. It's still a little ways, but that's a coming. And we're eventually not going to need money. So money is not necessarily the only thing that matters, in the future. And especially not in what they're calling 5D, whatever you think that actually is. But it's a frequency shift. And in the new frequency shift, money is not going to be the kind of thing it is here. So it's going to get phased out eventually, and we're going to go back to some real value. You'll see how that works. That I'm still waiting to see exactly how they got that worked out, but it's going to be some kind of real value for real value.
I
So,
think we just gotta roll with it. Like the resistance, it almost is a hindrance. It almost blocks our own blessings.
hello,
Being
no.
stubborn about a lot of things, to be honest. Procrastination and subordination and stubbornness and things, those really aren't benefiting us. When I roll with the way that the world is going, in a lot of ways, like honestly, I'll be in my flow listening to music, and as I approach, the lights change. It's when we're on the right path, that's how spirit's like, bang, here she is,
Yeah,
boom.
that's
And
pretty much the
sometimes
way.
sometimes I'm so aware and so tuned in because I'm walking and I'm with the flow of traffic that I just go like boom and the lights change and I just boom. And when you're in your flow and you're going with it instead of going against everything, instead of having to be the ultimate fucking rebel and say, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like when I'm just not resisting. It's not procrastinating. When you act, when the universe opens a door, go through it. Don't sit around and twiddle your thumbs and think about it and talk about it and debate about all the reasons we shouldn't do this and we shouldn't do that and why we can't. Just do it. Be like Nike and
Do it.
just
Do,
do it.
do, do, do,
Stop
do.
talking about it.
Do
Stop
it.
thinking about it. Stop complaining about how hard life is and what should or shouldn't be, and just go with the flow. When the universe is presenting you something, just stop, roll with the changes, go with it.
Roll with the changes.
Yes, sir.
You gotta roll with the changes. Mhm. Yeah, you know what? See, this is important day two because I have put it down. I have put it down as the start of a new era. Okay, we're going to see how that's going to go, but I suspect that by this time next year, you're not even going to recognize this year. You're not even going to recognize this reality. Okay.
I agreement. I hope we don't. I hope everybody has evolved their pants off a year from now. I hope none of us are sitting around doing the same thing. Like I've talked about this a
Speaking
couple
of pants off,
times.
where the heck is Scotty? The
I
pantsless one. Where's Scotty?
I don't know where
See if we
anybody.
can summon Scotty.
I just
Scotty, where? Come forth, Scotty, come forth. O pantsless one, come forth. Come forth from the void, from whatever void you're in, which who knows might be his refrigerator. But got oh yeah, roll with the punches.
we've
But
got Emily. I know this really isn't an astrology one. We were going to talk about that on Wednesday, but
oh, you gotta go, Max. Okay, Max. Look, I gotta talk to you. If I don't have your, will you please email me at oceandiana@gmail.com because I can't find your email, Addie. I can't find your phone number. I can't find anything. And I need to talk to you. So if you're hearing me, please get in touch with me. And if one of y'all sees him before I do, tell him so. Tell him I need to talk to him. So anyway, I want to get him on the show, but I'll try and catch up with him if I can't get in touch with him any other way. Emmett. Oh, wait, no. Okay. What am I reading? Wait. Wait. Let me go back to chat and see. Free energy and sharing our gifts and talents. Yes, actually, you know what? That way, that is going to happen. I really feel that is going to happen because really, it's going to be real value for real value type of thing. It's not going to be this bullshit usury, um, tax everything uh, bullshit. It's not going to be bullshit.
I can't wait till we don't need phones. Oh, I can't wait for that day.
Yeah, that's going to be
It,
nice.
somebody actually said to me recently They could get rid of all kinds of things, and they hate that they have to say they need their phone. They need. I said, "Ooh, I hate that we have to say that too." That what it. I'm realizing honestly, I'm in a trauma workshop right now, and she
We
has
are
a group
terribly dependent on them right now.
that's through WhatsApp, and I was like, "Oh my god, I don't want to download WhatsApp. I have literally I don't have any social media on my phone that I leave the house with. These are supposed to be phones, not devices that we live on, not devices that we have to have. It's almost become an attachment. Like my book, The Five Levels of Attachment. And
Hmm.
tell you what, I had
Well, they want it to become an attachment, honey. They
two
want it to
oracles.
become an They want to attach it to you.
I know the two
They want
oracles
it to
came
be
out.
implanted in your brain.
They
You
came out
know.
on the same day, the scrying oracle from the Halloween oracles and the angel of time. And both cards, they're over on my community tab. I shared them. They both said, step away from your devices and go inward to your intuition. Both
Hmm.
two cards came out on the same day in the same setting when I was standing here trying to pull a card. And they both said, step away from your devices. What do you think the message is?
Well, I think for you, it's something about stepping away from your devices.
It was for the collective.
Well, yeah, that I can kind of see that too.
It wasn't just for me, it was for everyone.
Oh, okay. Well,
It was
I can
for
see
my
that too, is because we're really way too dependent on them right now. But,
yeah.
you're putting this message out on a device, sweetheart.
I
And
know.
I am being told that we need to be grateful for everything we have.
I know, but
So I am being told something just slightly different, is that I need to be grateful for this. I need
yeah,
to be thankful
it's
and happy that
embellished
I can get the word
vibration.
out this way and that I'm not limited to just the few people in this building because, that I'm not limited to just the people in my hometown. And I'm not limited.
No,
Right now, this is
I
a good
know.
thing. So
It is.
if you
But
use it
we don't
right,
have
so
to
I'm
live on it.
thankful that we
We
can do
don't have
this.
to live on it, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah, you
Like
shouldn't be
I
living. Of course you shouldn't.
this except for the video I watched about not caring anymore, that's all I've watched today. This, you coming, popping in here. Because I'm not,
Mhm.
and I'm not watching YouTube. I'm at work. Like,
Hey,
I actually
Chloe.
keep my phone in my purse because when I'm at work, I'm there to do my job. I'm not there to be on my phone.
Mhm. Well,
And
that's good. Yeah, yeah. You don't want to ever be doing that at work. You don't want.
no, some of the people there
Oh,
run the camera and
you,
they're
you.
on it the whole time.
Chloe was having her. Chloe was having her. Oh gosh, Chloe, you've got a wrench, don't you? You can put a link in here for that. You can put a link in for your show, honey, that we missed. We didn't know or something. I forgot all about that. I'm sorry, dear. Oh, what Lewis is saying? What? That if you paint yourself green, Lady Spellbreaker, you'll be a good version of Elphaba. Who's Elphaba again? I've forgotten.
I'll have to go look myself.
Can somebody tell me who Elphaba is? I have forgotten. Maybe I know, but I forgot. But it's like instead of talking about, what I really want to talk about, sweetheart, instead of the bad things, we're celebrating here today. What is good? Tell me something good. Tell me some good shit. Come on. Tell me something good and be happy about it.
Well,
That's
I've been
what I want to hear.
all kinds of things. I'm harvesting my hemp, harvesting my cannabis. I'm now a mycologist harvesting mushrooms. I got a job. I've got, like, I'm being super productive over here in my world on many things. That's a celebration after the harvest full moon at the end of September.
Mhm. I have got now container gardens here in my home that are
That
growing various things,
I saw that.
and the vines on my yam plants are absolutely beautiful. I may put them up here as part of the decoration. But I'm
That
going to be decorating decorating my home with my beautiful food plants, and I'm going to use them as decorations too. And I am happy that a lot of my pain is gone. The rashes that I used to get, I have not had one now in a month. It's been
good.
a month, and I've had them all my life. Food allergies, if I've had certain foods, and I have not had one in a month now.
That's wonderful
I'm
news.
very happy. So I have healed that. I have healed some of my food allergies. I have healed the broken glass feeling in my joints that was keeping me in pain constantly every time I moved or even breathed. I I am gradually getting the swelling down in my body and the inflammation. And the thing that I forgot to talk about last night was you can actually start to get inflammatory problems right in the womb, depending on what your mom was up to, what she
Yeah,
was going through.
it
So I probably had that my whole life. I probably had that forever because I had problems with this food when I was a kid.
yeah.
So it's been all my freaking life,
Well,
65 years
I
plus.
am so to
Time that
hear.
I was in my mom's womb that I had these problems probably, and I am finally getting the best of that. That means I have broken a generational curse.
That is something worth clapping about.
Absolutely. You
It,
guys, hit me out. Hit me
and
out.
actually, that, you know what, I was having some issues, and I actually had something called tinea versicolor, which is like an overproduction, they said, of yeast growing on my back, on my neck. It would go up my neck. And you know what? Ever since I've been doing the apple cider vinegar, just think about this. Anything that we're eating, sugar, breads, starches, all that stuff, feeding all that bad stomach bacteria. If we're not counteractive, it say we're gonna eat some of the sugar anyway. Okay, we're gonna eat some anyway. 'Tis the season for pumpkin spice everything, right? If you love pumpkin spice and you're gonna have a pumpkin roll, then you have to combat that, or your body is gonna keep feeding that bad stomach bacteria.
Mhm.
That's how we get the rashes and things like that. So
Yeah, yeah.
good job to you.
You've got to do what you got to do. And for
Yeah,
me, it was not eating sweets, not eating sugary things for months. I don't know even how long. It's been over a year now, I think. And not eating tomatoes for and anything and gluten and sugar and all of the stuff that was bothering me. I didn't eat it for a long, long, long time. And and that was not easy. Oh, hell no. I'm not going to say it was easy. I would be lying if I said that. And even I went almost total carnivore for a while so that I wouldn't get any of the plant lectins. Okay. And that really seemed to do a lot. I mean, I have very limited plants and things like beets and beet tops and cabbage, stuff that was very cleansing and strengthening. Beets are very good. It turns out that the nitrogens will change your life if you get more of them into your life. So if you cannot stand the beetroot, because some people say that is tastes
Heavy.
bad to them, try the beet tops as greens. If you can stand greens, the beet tops are very good as greens. And I'm growing some beet tops myself so that I can have them on a regular basis and have that nitrogen.
That's good.
So please consider that. Oh, eat calcium with sugar or or don't. What do I know? Eat calcium with sugar. You want to tell us about that, Emmett? No, no, tell us about that. Yeah, herbs are life. Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, I gotta say, I'm eating um the purslane fairly regularly. I'm eating beet tops. I'm eating beet roots. I'm eating cabbage. They're all like very tough, hardy plants. And why am I doing that? Is because those tough, hardy plants are also going to help you become tough and hardy too, because they have those properties, you see. So it's kind of sympathetic magic as well as nutrition. Um, that's why I also would say eat your weeds. Go out and
Yeah,
find
I've been
edible
putting
weeds.
a lot of spinach and kale in my smoothies lately.
Oh, breakfast for dinner. Yes, I love breakfast for dinner. Breakfast for dinner is fun. And there are some people who hate that, but you know what? I love my eggs and bacon, and I love my eggs and sausage.
You
And
know, I have been trying so hard, and I've been really paying attention to what my body does when I have dairy products. If I go a while without having any dairy products, what it does to like my mucus level and things like that. So I think it's really interesting how, do you know some stomachs are more acidic than others?
absolutely.
That can break things down. Like, actually, a dear friend of mine just found out he's got cancer.
Is that a friend who's dear to you or a friend who is a deer?
A friend
Because it
who's
could be
dear.
either here in Ohio. The deers just walk right through the yards here in
No, it's not a
I'm
deer.
teasing you. Okay, I'm
I
just
don't think
kidding.
the deer go
I'm
to
in
the
that kind of money.
doctor.
That kind of mood. I'm in
and
that kind of
and
mood.
and he just found out he had cancer, and so I was finding out that cancer thrives in an acidic stomach more
Yeah.
so than and
So they
how to get it more alkaline. Actually, Chloe, I lemon and all citrus fruits help break up
citrus
mucus.
fruits, yeah, are good for
Yes,
mucus.
lemons,
Yeah.
grapefruits, limes,
I am
anything
a
will break it
beatnik.
up.
Yes, I love beatniks because I'm a beatnik. I eat a lot of beets. My friend Paul has started eating his instead of the supplement, he started eating the real beetroot, and he's noticed a big difference. It's a big difference because I was wondering how I was going to get my endurance back because I was beginning to get my strength back. I was beginning to say goodbye to some of the pain, some of the swelling. But how was I going to get my endurance back? Oh my God, it was so hard. It was so hard. But I got this ping when I walked by the beets. It's like, beets, you need some beets. Okay. So I learned how to make really good beets, Polish beets with horseradish and sour cream and a little bit of apple cider vinegar and, et cetera, a little bit of seasoning and some garlic. And they are very delicious. Okay. Very, very delicious. And guess what? I ate the tops too. And you know what? I am getting I am getting it all back. I'm getting it all back, folks. They also found out that the nitrogen is youthening. It's one of the keys to uh, keeping your youth and reusing yourself. So, oh, and alkaline water will help negate any of the acidy stuff that you're dealing with. So I recommend some kind of alkaline water pitcher and clean water completely. I recommend. Bonjour.
I do have one.
Bonjour.
I actually use filtered water. In a big glass. It's in a big glass dispenser. Huge.
And you know what? There are some people that are really have a hard time with dairy and milk and even meats, and I am not
Me,
one of them.
me, I do.
I am not one of them, and yeah, that has a lot to do with your blood type and your background.
It's the
Somehow,
low
I am not
stomach.
one of them. I actually thrive on meat, milk, and stuff like and cheese and stuff like that. I actually thrive on that, and fish, all kinds of fish,
You must
all
be
kinds of
a
seafood,
typo.
and
Typo.
yeah, I think so. I don't know. They've never typed my blood, but I just can tell you what my physiology likes. My physiology is does not want too much starch. It wants my physiology seems to do well. Has no problem with dairy, no problem with meat, no problem with cheese or anything like that. But there are some plant lectins that are really rough on me. I have to be careful with some plants. Um, and it used to be that the nightshades were one of those. I may have healed that. That's why do you think I'm celebrating? It looks like I may have healed that.
That's
And
wonderful news.
that's something because my mother had that. That's a generational type curse thing.
That's wonderful news.
So it looks like I've healed that, which is huge. That means I can now have the solanine in the plants, which is actually good for you. Whereas I think it's no, it's not the solanine. The solanine is the lectin, and then the lycopene is the good stuff. So it means I can now handle some solanine so I can get the benefits of the lycopene in those plants. So basically, it means I can handle the bad stuff that it takes to be able to incorporate the good stuff from the tomato plants, which tomato plants are in a lot of things. So, and potatoes, white potatoes are also in that genre. But yeah, but I feel best when I'm just eating like certain plants and meat and um I like my really green salads. I like that. And for sugar, for something sweet, I love dates. Bit of dates, yummy. There's these medjool dates. Oh my
Those are my
goodness,
favorite.
I love
They're
those
so good.
things. They also help you have a smooth movement, which is very good for your, you know,
Yeah, do you have a
very
Aldi?
good for your body.
You have
Huh?
an Aldi store?
Oh yeah, that's where I'm
That's
getting a
my
lot of
favorite.
that.
That's
Aldi's is
my
great,
favorite.
isn't it? Isn't it great?
It's my
Aldi's,
favorite.
it's a discount food store, and they having great stuff in there.
I know they
And
do.
I have been intending that. I have been intending that. So for so long, I'm like, okay, I'm intending that somehow all this fancy food that's supposed to be so good for you, that somehow it's going to be in some way that I can afford it. And guess what? Aldi's is getting it. So
Yeah.
um, that we got, and Mark's has some of it too. They got ginger root at Mark's, real ginger root. Um, they got real turmeric right down there at Myers now. Real turmeric roots. All of this stuff I couldn't get before. And now it's available. And that's the way it's going to be more and more. We're going to have more stuff available than we ever got. Do not let anybody tell you that now the futurists. Now, what do you guys think about this bullshit? Let me just call a spade, shall we? It's bullshit. The futurists are always wrong. Always, always. Every time they tell us some kind of predictions, their predictions for what's going to happen to us. I mean, in my generation, we were all going to be dead by now. it from different bullshit that they stated. Oh, but now they're saying there's not going to be enough food for us. And we got to all stop eating meat. Because if we stop eating meat, and then, we don't stop eating meat, and then because the meat that does the forest, and it's like, you know what? F you. I know that isn't true. That isn't true.
I
Earth
know.
is very
All these
abundant. Earth is
apocalypse,
abundant.
the apocalypse. Here's the thing. I'm in this state of mind now that what I need is always provided as I need it. I don't
Right.
need to think about the doom and gloom of what's going to happen. Like honestly, I'm more prepared than a lot of people because I started buying things when all the preppers were coming out
Hmm.
in 2019.
Hmm.
Okay, I've seen a lot of this
Hmm.
going on the Milky Way cell tribe,
Hmm.
G.
Yeah.
They're preparing for. You're gonna be ready for what's to come. You're gonna be ready for what's to come, and because Robert sent me a few flashlights, 3, because he had such a collection of flashlights that he sent me some flashlights, and I sent him some oracle cards as a trade because I had an abundance of oracle cards, and so
Mhm.
it's like how over prepared and over prepped and over paranoid can we get? That is totally lacking in faith. That's really what that one I don't care video was
Well,
about.
yeah, you
Uh,
don't need to over prep. I mean, you prep.
Not at all.
I'm
Like I've got
prepped,
some,
but it's like you got to stop at some point.
yeah, I've got some walkie talkies, some two-way radios and things like that. But, and I've got like, a oil lantern. I did have a power outage for 3 days. So,
Hmm.
I'm prepared in that aspect. I've got a life straw in case of an emergency, but I'm not like a prepper that's hoarding food and preparing for the apocalypse. Like I
I'll
know
have some
enough
food back,
plants
but I figure it'll only be a few days, maybe a week
and
tops,
foraging.
if we
It
have that.
Yeah, and
We
if
may not
you
even have
really
that. We're not going to have like years of it, or
no, and if
no.
you know how to survive, you know how to
Ah,
survive.
Chloe,
You
yeah, citric acid will help. You know, what I was told is take it warm in a tea. You can also use, if you want to use some apple cider vinegar for that, if you don't have a lemon, you can use apple cider vinegar tea. You can make that with honey.
Yeah.
And the honey is antibiotic and antiseptic, and the acid will cut the phlegm. Okay. So if you're having problem with that, that's good stuff to take. I don't believe Klaus Schwab wants us to eat the bugs. We don't need to do that. That's bullshit. The carapaces are very hell on you. You know why they want that? The carapaces of bugs can be real hell in your intestines and cut you up in there. Be very rough and wear holes in your intestine. What's that? Leaky gut. What does leaky gut do? It makes you sick. It makes you allergic to everything. You can't hardly have anything. Okay. I know because I went through that. Why? Because there was the diet and fitness revolution, and they were telling us to have fiber and have this and have that. And you know what? The more of that crap that we ate, the sicker we fucking got.
You got it.
So it's
You got
bullshit.
it.
It's like, no, so much that they told us to do to be healthy was bullshit. But I was so sick, I could hardly eat anything at one time. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I'm doing what they said. I'm doing as I'm told. And I'm dieting and I'm doing this and I'm doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I can never keep the weight off. And blah, 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 blah. And it's like, and I can't be healthy anymore. And it seems like everything that I'm doing that they're telling me to do and it really turned me on to the fact that every freaking thing is a lie. They're telling us
Uh,
backwards.
and
Everything they're promoting.
you really have to change it to a healthy lifestyle. Having the word
But they
diet
weren't telling us what the healthy lifestyle was.
is
They were lying.
is like a punishment. When we see things as a diet, and as a punishment. Like, I've actually been talking to my psychologist about this. To have
Right, die. It has die in it.
a day is just a day. We don't need to have a reward day or a punishment day or being so strict on ourselves about, like, when
Mhm.
we see things in these absolutes and these polarities, that things are good or bad, that's where all of this distortion, cognitive distortions come in. I actually did a whole talk about that on my channel not that long ago. On
Ooh, a glass
cognitive
of sugarcane juice with crushed
distortions.
ice. Yummy. Sounds good. Did you know that sugarcane actually protects your teeth? It has when it's before it's refined, it has a chemical that protects your teeth.
No,
Yes,
that's
yes.
that's
That
probably better than fluoride.
it came packaged in nature with something that protects your teeth from the sugar. See,
Actually,
nature was thinking of you and loved you. But what did we do? We took
I
all
need
that
some
away
honey.
when we refined it.
I gotta find a local honey person.
Yeah, honey is great, and I would recommend that you have some on hand because there are so many properties to honey, to
Yeah,
nice raw honey, that absolutely, absolutely you need to have if anything does happen. We've had a lot of power outs here, okay? And so I'm not like really worried that this is going to be like a long-term thing, but I know enough to know that um we are having power outs on, stuff could happen here. I'm in the country. It's a small town nearby. There could be times, okay. So yeah, I got a few things back. I got a few things put by. I've got some things I'm going to be canning. But that's just smart. That's just preserving summer. That's just, being smart. I'm pickling things. I'm fermenting things.
that's good.
But fermenting is very good for your health.
Yes, it is.
Pickling
I
and fermenting is
I,
very good.
I just finished some kombucha actually. Apple, turmeric, carrot, and spices. Living in gratitude by
What's
GT's.
NS? What's NS? Bonjour. Bonjour. What is NS? He says it does all kinds of things.
Have you ever heard of putting mushrooms in honey?
Yes, that's called blue honey.
Yeah. That's in my
I
next.
would love to have some.
That's in my next trick.
Girlfriend, we got to trade. When you do that, we got to trade, girlfriend. I love the Oracle cards too. Yeah. I could trade you some stuff for some of your Oracle cards if you got too many. I probably got a lot of cool things to trade, but I still got to get out to the post office to get the stuff that I already made to you somehow. And I'm really bad about that. I am so bad about getting things in the mail, which is why I'd rather be an affiliate, is because I can help you shop, but actually I don't have a car, so getting things in the mail is a little tricky. I'm in an apartment building. Having them pick it up is also a little tricky. I'm not sure I really trust it. I don't. I guess it looks very complicated to me. It just looks very
If you
complicated.
don't have a computer and a printer, it's harder. I
I
learned
do
how.
not have I do not have a printer.
Yeah, I learned. Well, you don't even
I
have
have
to have
this
a
phone
computer.
and a tablet.
You can print from your phone because I can print from my phone, but you just it's really actually easy to ship from home because I started doing it during COVID. I started shipping lots of things from home. Straight from
Mhm.
USPS. They would just pick it up at my door.
USPS, but I cannot get that figured out somehow.
Well,
But then
you
again,
have to have a printer.
yeah, I
You have
know.
to print the label.
I haven't gotten to that point yet where I
Yeah,
can do that.
that'll be.
It's coming. I know it's coming. Um, I may have to figure out how to do it from a tablet somehow, but I don't really. I I'll have to think about it. Freaking jar of pickles. You know what? Make your own pickles. It's so easy. All you need is brine and some dill.
That is expensive.
Dang, that's expensive. Do you know how easy it is to make brine? Get yourself some nice Himalayan or sea salt. Use better than what they got. You don't need vinegar, it'll make its own vinegar. It will make its own vinegar out of brine.
Today's Thanksgiving in Canada.
Oh, really? We got all kinds of things we're celebrating.
Yeah,
We
it's
got Indigenous Day and what's his face's day, Christopher Columbus, and we got
yeah,
uh,
forget about him. He
Thanksgiving
was a good
Day
guy.
in Canada. It's a wonderful day, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful day
And
and a day to
Pluto
celebrate.
stationing direct.
And it is also the first day of the liberation of Earth. The first day of the liberation of Earth. As I said, I have been told that now we are not, no longer are we at war with the Orions. That's over. No longer are we owned by anybody. We are not owned, pwned, nothing. We're done with that shit. No longer are we going to be visited by the Greys and harvested for our eggs and shit. They're gone. Um, there are, I guess, some hanging around for other reasons, but they're not. They have. Has anybody heard of any Gray abductions lately? Anybody getting abducted by Greys? Anybody seeing Greys? Anybody doing anything with just recently? Because I mean,
No.
I used to hear about that all the time, and I haven't heard it for a while now.
I
So the
actually no, I think after I've really read that Anunnaki book that I was reading about contamination once here, um,
oh,
I
you can
really
make
was
vinegar.
thinking about all the different ways that humanity's contaminated with gray contamination.
Yes.
Um, and the ways how we're all going through cleansing and purging of our own things right now. Like I was telling somebody working at the gas station, is almost like working in a death chamber because there's people coming in at 9 o'clock in the morning buying little shots of vodka and fireball and stuff, and it's all processed foods, and that's what we're doing is cleansing. That looks real cool over there.
Mm-hmm. I am. I'm looking at it. Yeah, we're all trying to cleanse. We need to cleanse. But well, you
Because
don't
there's
have to
different
just
levels
quit.
of
You don't have to quit eating. Look, Emmett, it's so easy. Let me just tell you, it's so easy. Guys, all you need to make fermented stuff, all you need to make pickled stuff, all you need to make vinegar. Okay, you can make vinegar from cider, from apples. You can make cider from apples. You can make vinegar from cider. You can make vinegar from brined vegetable matter. It will create its own vinegar. Okay. Vegetables will create vinegar for you in brine if you put them in brine. You put pickles, you put your cucumbers and some dill and some salt, and you put it in some pure water, put it in a jar with a good fitting lid, and the salt will keep the bad bacteria from growing. You have to get the water all the way up to the lid, and you have to have a jar that's very clean. So I recommend sterilizing the jar and keeping all your stuff very clean. And then all you do is make sure that there's no air in that jar. Okay. Fill it up with the brine, put a little bit of brine in the bottom because once you put your stuff in there, it's going to fill the jar. Then what you do is you fill the jar with your stuff, Top it off with a little bit more water because you already got the salt in there, right? And then top it with that lid, with that canning lid, okay? Or you don't even need a canning lid, just a jar with a really good fitting lid that fits tight. I have done this over and over and over and over. Guess what? You put it away for maybe 4 weeks or longer, and you will have fermented food. It will start making its own vinegar. Okay. The food, any kind of food, it doesn't matter. You can put cucumbers in there, you can put zucchini in there, you can put anything in there, and it will start to ferment itself. It will start to make vinegar. It will start to make all of the good stuff. The good bacteria will grow, the bad bacteria won't because the salt will keep that from happening. Our ancestors figured this out a long time ago, but if you ask me, I think maybe it came from a higher civilization because gosh, it would take a long time to figure out all that out, wouldn't it? But
Yeah.
that's all there is to it. It's so easy. You need a hug, Bonjour? Okay, I'll send you a hug. Let's send Bonjour some hugs. Yeah, Travis Walton was abducted by Pleiadians. Yeah, supposedly it was Pleiadians that did it to him. Um, are you sure it wasn't yourself? What? Wait, let me see. What happened to Bonjour? I want to eat from day to day. Well, use your intuition to know. You can ask. Do you know what? There's a way to ask your body. Do it with muscle testing. If you know anything about muscle testing, you can actually ask your body if a food is good for you, and I do that frequently now. And
That's good.
you can actually look up different ways of muscle testing and pick the one that uh, that works for you the best. Okay. You can also ask your heart. You can also hold it near your heart and see if it does anything to your heart. It like, no, it makes my heart feel funny. It makes it hurt, or it makes it beat funny, or no, that's not good. You put that down. You put that back. But if it's like, oh, yes, nice, coherent, yeah, okay, that's good for you. There are different ways to tell what food is good for you and what food is not. And then always, always bless your food. Bless your food so that anything in there, and my blessing is exactly like this. I bless this food to be healthy and wholesome, nutritious, delicious, perfect for my needs. I bless every being that had a part in bringing me this wonderful and delicious food. And this food is holy, whole, and complete and beautiful for my system. I mean, I don't always add that last part, but sometimes I do. And it's just bless your food. Remember, you're creators. When you bless your food, it's a real thing that you're doing, okay?
Yes, it is.
You're really doing something there.
And when you're quick to remove any impurities and all of that, like, yes, absolutely. That should become like, people will say I need a call protection and I need crystals and things like that. I'm in the act of speaking into it. I don't leave home with crystals. I just walk and talk with my angels and using words, not necessarily things, words of the power of the words as I am Lady Spellbreaker.
When
And carry
you,
those words with me everywhere I go. I need to carry less when I live out of faith. I
yeah,
need less
when you're
things.
walking with your angels and you learn how to use your angels, you don't have to carry very much
Yes,
with you.
I already walk with 13 feet tall angels. So
Hmm.
it's kind of funny because all these people keep telling me I need these stones and I need this. And I keep saying I need to stop listening to these people telling me what I need. You actually said that earlier. That like I'll tell people
Yeah,
no.
basically. Quit
Yeah.
listening to people telling you. Tell yourself what you need. Ask what you need. Ask for what you need. Ask internally, what do I need?
Yeah, absolutely. And the universe, like I
The
said,
people can
it
make suggestions, and I
here's
appreciate that when
opening
people say, "You know
doors.
what's good for that? This is
Mhm.
good for that." And I'm like, "Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very
Yeah.
much." But is it good for me?
Isn't it funny how all these people are asking everybody else but not their own body? Like you just said, ask your body if this is good for you. Why is everybody, why not everybody? Why is much of humanity? So I'm not using absolutes here. Why do you think so many humans, much of humanity, is seeking externally instead of internally? Why do you think that is?
Well, because that's the way that they have always been taught.
Because we don't
That
trust
that
ourselves?
it's outside of you. Well, when you're taught that God is outside of you and way much higher than you, and that you can be punished forever and ever and ever and ever if you do things wrong, and it's like when you have been squashed habitually and with great malice for centuries and eons, then I guess you're going to have poor self-esteem to a certain extent, right?
Yeah, so is that, I mean, but still, we should still be able to look inside of ourselves
Not only
and
that, but
ask our
PTSD and
own
complex.
body what we need. Why would some stranger or you know what I need for my body if you don't even know my blood type and you don't even know what I like or what my body needs? Like, you won't
Well,
know just by if I say, "Hey, D, I've got I've been having some elbow pain." We could all go look on Google, you know, or I could ask my own body what I need instead of everybody else. I think we're seeking externally instead of our own body. And we gotta,
I think that happens quite a bit. Yes,
I know it does.
I I do think though occasionally somebody has helped me out by telling me something I didn't know about, and I'm open to that. But
Yeah,
I will test it out to see if it's for me. I'm not going to get mad at somebody that's going to give me information and knowledge that they have. I'm not going to
right.
get mad at that. I'm going to accept thank you very graciously, but you know, I am going to test it before I use it on myself.
Yeah, that's really good.
And I am going to clear this stuff out of my throat myself too, and it's not mucus, it's something else. It's
Hmm.
like something is going on with my throat, and I'm still learning to say what I got to say. Okay. After all this time, I'm still working on speaking my truth. And I know that's what part of the blockage is, and not being afraid to speak it and not giving a damn fuck who thinks what of it. Okay.
That's good. That's what I'm working on too. Even at work, I've been having that happen lately.
That's
Holding my
something we've
tongue,
got to do. But
holding my tongue when I really want
when
to.
you've been burned and tortured and you've got
Mm-hmm.
complex PTSD, that has hurt our souls. That has hurt our spirit. That
Yes.
has hurt us. We have the stain of that on us that we're trying to heal, and I am healing it. I mean, and I would say that's one of the most important things for you to heal when you're
Yes.
doing your shadow work
Yes,
with your
indeed.
self-esteem, because we have been taught horrible self-esteem practices. We have been taught to be self-denigrating at all at every turn. I have you ever heard women sit around and go, "Well, I'm so blah blah blah." Oh, well, I'm blah 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 blah. And oh, well, I'm even more blah 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 than that. Oh, girl. It's like, well, if you're the girl in the room that's sitting there and going, "I'm a divine being," yeah, they don't like you much.
Right.
They
No, they
don't like
don't.
you. They can't hear that.
No, they can't.
They'd rather be blah blah blah.
Yeah.
They're like in a blah 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 contest. You know, Project Skyfalls. Yeah, they're in a self demeaning contest. Some kind of
Yes.
contest who can be the most self deprecating. And
Yeah,
it's like, and some of them can get pretty bad too. So what the heck are we doing? What the heck are we doing? And how's that working for you? How's
I
that
know,
working
and
out for you? Well,
you
Dr.
know,
Phil would say that, right?
it's like you. One of the things I think that resonated most with me when first meeting you was that you already knew that you were God goddess. It's not that your God goddess is outside of you. Like
Mm-hmm.
one of the most powerful things that Kayla said in that what the heck is that called? EVP was Ma, I'm inside you. Meaning she's not even outside of me. She's right here,
Mhm.
speaking through me,
Well, everything
speaking
is
the
inside of
epiphany.
us, actually. There is really no outside of us.
I
That that
know.
that's the thing that's really hard for us to conceptualize. It's like, wait a minute. There really isn't. I mean, we use that term to mean something, but really, there is no outside. There is only inside us. That is
Yes.
all that
And
there is.
even the tools that are outside of us, all of them are still guiding us back to the inside. We don't
Mhm.
need many of those things. And I've got so many stories about being in prison when I wasn't allowed to have rocks in my room, when I wasn't allowed.
Mhm.
Those were moments where it was me and God and the God inside of me. And
Well,
I'm
see,
not even praying
that's
for the
just the
forgiveness
thing.
outside.
I
What?
had times when all my tools were taken from me.
Yes. That's an act of
You
faith.
know, who are you? Okay, it's one thing to be Mrs. Magic when you have all your tools and all your goodies around you and you kind of can, they're like crutches though.
Yes,
They're
absolutely.
helpful. I mean,
Yes.
really. I've gotten a lot of wisdom,
Yes.
but you are really tested when it's all stripped away from you.
Yep.
That's the story of Nana. That's the Nana. She had
Yes, it
everything taken
is.
away from her.
Yes. She had to take off
Every
everything
gate
through
that
seven
she
gates
went through, every gate she went through, yeah, she lost something else.
till she was
Yeah.
naked and not ashamed. And who are you now, standing in your glory without all your tools, without everything that makes you look cool? Who are
Mhm.
you now without your witch's headband hat?
Yeah. Yeah, without your glowing multicolored rainbow skull.
Who am I now
There
without
you
my
go,
fancy hat?
Wokies.
Who am I
Oh.
now without any hair?
Who am I now without any hair? Growing, flowing, where would I be without my hair? Well, I guess she knows where she'd be without her hair. Mine was falling out for a while. Mine was falling out for a while, so I didn't have any choice. It wasn't a choice.
You were probably deficient in something.
Oh, I'm sure I was. I was trying to diet. I was trying to well, I had so much going on. I don't even want to go into. You know what? It's the past. One of these days, I'm going to step right out of all of this shit. Actually, got a reading like that recently. There is a reader I listen to. I call her. It's Nordic Lights, and I think of It's funny because when at first the readings were somewhat normal, but then I show up and I start listening. And more often, she's getting these really off the wall readings. And I mean, it started like after it got really kind of weird. She started saying, "Who the heck are you? Who the heck are you? You're like some super secret spy for the light or something. Who are you? That you're asleep, but you're very active when you're asleep, and you're all over the galaxy, but you're at home all the time, and you're She's and it's just gotten weirder and weirder. Her readings have gotten since I showed up there. Now I know that there are other people too that have probably showed up that are like me because she's reading for a lot of people. She has a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people listening to her. But
Mm-hmm.
she's just like, "What? what is going on here? And then as she goes, it's getting more, and I sit there and I go, yep, that's she's got it. But she's getting to the point where she's even kind of confused about what she's seeing. She's like, what in the heck does that mean? I know what it means. I know exactly what it means. I've had that so often that I've done readings for people that I have no idea, and they're there. Oh no, it's okay. I know what it means. Okay, you don't have to tell me. It's okay. I'm cool with that. You don't have to tell me. But if it's personal, sometimes they tell me. But the truth is, she started getting this stuff. One of the things she started one of the things was in the future, what the big thing is in the future, where am I going to live? She started describing the house that I have imagined. And she says, and you're going to get it in the best possible way. You're going to get it exactly the way you want it to be. And it looks like you're going to own this. You're not even going to rent. No, at first she's going, well, maybe you'll rent it. Maybe you'll rent to own. And she goes, no, you're going to own this outright. It's going to be yours. And she's like surprising herself as she's doing this reading. She goes, "Oh my God, I want to cry. It's so, whoa, that's so good, So, I'm watching it and I'm watching her, and one of the things she's talking about is it's like um, you're losing your past. I don't know how to say it. It's like you're losing your family. It's like you have no family. It's like, it's so weird. It's like you're the only one, you're the first one in your line. And I'm like, oh, I know what that is. And she says it's like your old family. It doesn't exist. They're gone. You've deleted it somehow. You got, and it's like, yeah, I have basically healed I have healed that, and now I'm not subject to that family. I'm not trapped by that family lineage. I'm not trapped by heredity. I don't have to go by what I inherited anymore. Okay? I don't have to say, "Oh gosh, I inherited that. I can't change it." No, now I can change it all.
Absolutely,
All.
you can.
And I
Absolutely.
can pick my own family. And she says, but she sees that. But then she says, but your family is gone. But I see you with a family, with another. And it's like, that's the family that I've created, that I've chosen. That's you guys. You guys are my family.
That's how it's so important to believe in the healing, to keep speaking healing, not keep speaking anxiety, not keep speaking disease, not keep speaking sickness. Keep speaking the healing, and that's where it comes from. That's how you break it. You're so right, and I'm so glad that you're doing that because I'm the only one doing it in my family, and I live with my mom and dad,
You know what? And
and it's
the
a
truth,
walking testimony.
um, it's a wonderful thing when you're, um, see, I have a bunch of vegans and vegetarians in my life. And they have a different metabolism than me, only different metabolism. I am entirely, I'm just different. Um, I think I come from more of, well, you guys already know, and I'm not just a warrior, but I am a warrior. I'm also a nurturer. I've got both of those qualities, but it is something about, now, when I am told that it's done, that this is going to be over, then it's over. When I no longer, need meat, then I'm just not going to want it anymore. And I've already programmed that. And, there's times when I just don't want it. So, but that's another thing, is trusting, because everybody's telling me about all the wonders of veganism, and that's great. If it is wonderful for you, then I am very happy for you. But it wasn't wonderful for me.
And
Right.
that's the wonderfulness of everybody doing what's best for you, not what's
Exactly.
best for me. Don't do what's best for me for you. Do what's
Right.
best for you. And that's what I've
Do
been telling
what
everybody all
you gotta
along.
do, baby. Do your
Follow
thing.
your
Do
own
your thing.
intuition and don't follow me, and do not, please do not need me. I do not want anybody. That's really one of the things that struck me the most, was when some of my subscribers were needing me, and they were thinking I was their healer and I was going to heal them without them having to do their own stuff and make their own changes. When I really was hearing people say, "Oh, my healer." I'm not your healer. You're your healer.
Yeah.
You're the one doing your shadow work. You're the one confronting your demons. You're the one healing yourself, not me. I'm just a guide.
Did
I'm
Karen ever come
just
in?
a guide. Karen's
I did.
an A negative too. She's not here.
Yeah, A negatives need a they actually need to be more vegan and maybe just have some fish and very little meat to almost
Yeah,
none.
I'm an A negative. I've got the blood type diet book. I've got both of them. I've actually got the A blood type diet book. That
How do
in
you
the
know
A.
how do you know if you're a warrior? Well, good for you. I think I'm probably O or
It's yeah.
yeah, I'm
O's are meat.
probably O because O's are meat eaters.
Yes, they
Okay.
have very acidic stomachs. They can really break down meat and all that stuff.
And they have a longer digestive system. And when I try to go against that right now, I think this will all be changing. As a matter of fact, there'll be a time when we won't even need to worry about food. It won't even be an item. Okay. It won't be a thing. We will be able to do without food and then only probably have food for, celebration or something. Maybe just in ceremony or something. But really, there will come a time when we won't need it. We really won't need it, and we won't want it either. We won't be wanting for it. Okay, I've already seen that. That we used to be like that. There was a time when we were like that. We'll be like that again. Okay, so there'll come a time when we won't need food, and so we're not all going to die from a lack of food, and all of these futurists that are going, oh, we're going to die because and it's like, no, we're not. That's not going to happen. No, we're going to be changing to where we don't need that stuff. Okay. Um. Oh, by the way, let me see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm almost thinking I gotta be. Oh, yeah. I've never had it typed though, but yeah. Yeah, it's different. I know. Well, how do you know you're a warrior? Is a question here. Skyfall's had my history.
Yeah.
Whoa, man, am I a warrior? I am a warrior. I am the warrior. I am the warrior. Hard to win. If you survive, the warrior. You know, just my history of what I've had to do, what I've had to go through. The times when I put myself between somebody and some kind of evil. The times when I had to fight some kind of scary thing. I have had to do some scary ass things. I have had to be very, very tough. I mean, scary ass. I'm not talking just. I have stared down some crazy ass people. Let me tell you. And some crazy ass things. I mean, some very scary things. And you know what? I have come through it because I am very determined. I am one of those very determined. I say stubborn. Some people say determined. I'm saying, yeah, that's a better word, determined. But, sometimes stubbornness is good. You are you the kind of person that is looking Because I've met these before. Do you have this thing that people who are weaker than you feel you must protect them? Who are
Yeah,
not as
I actually, in my birthday book that I have, I'm the Day of the Protective Chronicler. Yes,
Mhm.
and I absolutely will stand up, but my thing is, not only I'll protect them, but I'll teach them how to stand up for themselves.
Right,
It's on them, and
right.
then they've got to use their own voice and become
I
their own warrior.
That's the thing I'm trying to teach all of these people who are like that is like, you know what you really gotta do is you've gotta show them how to do this.
Yes, and don't
Be
be a pushover. You got to step into your own masculine and put your own shield on. You got to be your
Yes,
masculine in your
yeah.
own. We're
I
not pushovers, and like you said, using our voice and not giving a fuck. Like
right.
my manager was trying to force me to take on stuff that wasn't my job at work. That's why I put my 2 weeks in at the one, and the door opened for the other one. And it happened so
Mhm.
quickly because one door's going in the right direction. But the trick is we've got to speak up and we've got to take the action. That's the masculine part. Action. Mars, action.
Mhm.
Being
Yeah.
able to take action and not
Mm.
just procrastinate and piddle around and talk about all these changes that we need to do and procrastinate about it. We have to actually fucking do it.
Emmett
And
is
I gotta
saying
say that
uh,
because I myself have to do it too.
absolutely, procrastination is one of those things that all of us, I think we do to a certain extent.
Yes.
Emmett is saying, I've heard that peanuts are bad for us from two reliable sources, and you know the truth is. Yeah, peanut oil is really horrible. Do not buy anything that's made in peanut oil. Oh, it smells
I
good.
don't use peanut oil, but I eat peanuts. And they're actually highly beneficial for type A blood. So
For some people they are, and for some
my
people
book
they're not
said I
good.
should eat peanuts, and so I do. I
But
got a big old bucket from Sam's of
right. But for some people, peanuts and actually particularly peanut oil, because when it's heated, when they use it for deep frying, it changes.
yeah,
So that is the problem with eating peanuts and peanut oil.
yes,
Is once they get roasted, they're a little different, and then once they get heated with high heat, there's difference still, and that difference is not a good difference.
yeah,
So do not buy stuff that's fried in peanut oil. It's not good for you. And the other thing is, I have it from a native palm oil in its original form is red and before it's refined, and it is very good for you. Palm oil in its refined state is horrible for you. Same kind of thing. Same kind of horrible things can happen. See, all of these oils, when they refine them, they fuck them up.
yeah,
Sugar,
absolutely,
when they refine it, they fuck it up.
yes,
You know, it's like all of that. I mean, pure cane juice, it's not going to hurt you, and you're not going to overdo it. You know why? Hi, thrice born. How you doing? You know why you're not going to overdo sugar in its real form is because it'll start to make you sick. It'll make you stop. You'll attain satiety.
the
It will
sugar
trigger
thing
your
you just do.
satiation response. You will be satiated. You will not be able to eat that much sugar. You will not be able to overeat sugar. And if you ever do push it and overeat it, it will punish you. You will
It
get a
will.
sick stomach. And you will not want to do that again.
Yes, my love, I have to go, sweetheart. It's 11:09. That's 911 back.
Oh dear, you gotta, and
It just flipped over. It's about
you got a
11:11.
job. Okay, girl,
It is.
you go,
It
and you
is.
have wonderful dreams. And I'm going to see you again on Wednesday, right?
Yep.
And she's going to be here Wednesday, and we're going to be on at 8 for her schedule. And so we're not keeping her up too late past her bedtime, her beddy time.
Yeah,
And
I can't wait for this 2 weeks to be up at this job. I'm so over it already. It's going to be this next one at Hallmark. I won't have such early hours.
Whoa. Well, good for you though that you're getting you really need you really need this, and you need the experience in the background so that I feel there's something even bigger coming.
Thank you, because I feel it too. And I'm actually really stoked because I just keep walking through the next open door. And it's not even just the job, and it's not even just the money and the prospect of getting my driver's license back, which I'm stoked about. But I want to drive to the ocean with my daughter's ashes. And also, it's getting me out of my house. It's getting me out of this thinking. It's getting me out of this same energy. It's getting me out in the
Absolutely.
world and doing more outside of this home. It's
It,
doing wonders for my mental health, is all I got to say.
I think it's something you've been needing.
I've
Like,
got
it's
my
something
energy
you've been
back.
needing, love, and I
Thank,
wish you to have such a good experience. Love you too. Love
thank
you
you.
too, babe. Let me see if I can do that. Yeah,
Thank
there
you.
you go.
We used to do this across the way in the prison. I love you so much. I meant this big heart.
Oh, either that or it's like I want to strangle you. Oh no, no.
All the way across the chow hall. All right, I love you, girl. I
Okay,
love you. It was
love
good
you.
seeing you.
I'll see you Wednesday,
All
girlfriend.
right,
Okay, bye bye.
bye. Bye,
Bye.
y'all.
Okay. Or around your head. Halo, halo, my boyfriend's back. I, I'm teasing Thriceborn. You keep smelling a super sweet smell all day, almost cotton candy like bonjour. Bonjour, is that right? Well, bonjour, uh, and you think the smell is aura. Hmm. Do you think the smell is aura? Oro? Or I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not sure what you mean exactly. I'm sorry. I wish I knew what you meant. Um, the smell is so many places I go. Hmm. Oh yeah, and Emmett's there. Refined means take the good shit out. That's right. um, so really, most things in a more natural state are fine, and most things that have been fucked with are fucked. So hey, uh, oh dear. Oh gee. Pretty Asian nurse or doctor woke you up and you got a strong chemical smell, then it smelled like the food was hers. It was like, ugh. Boy, that'll keep you awake. Yeah, she wasn't as pretty after that, huh? Not as attractive anyway. Eat simple or simply eating. Oro. Emmett said Oro. Yeah, I was wondering. Okay, I gotcha. Now, I sometimes if I don't see everything, it's just the way it is. It kind of jumps around sometimes. Peanut dark chocolate M&Ms. Oh gosh, yeah, those are good. They are delicious. All vegetarian leaves me weak. Yeah, you probably are another. What is your blood type? Now you might know. What is your blood type, James? Do you know? Oh, lower astral. Oh, lower astral. Yeah, we were all wondering what Oro was. Being terrorized by smells. And I have been having a weird smell too. Weird smells. I've been smelling weird smells. You know what though? Oh yeah, enriched, which means made much more poor. It's funny how it's always the opposite. Enriched means poor. It's poor food. And then another thing is cured meat is actually sickened meat. If you know what they did when they cured it, what they do in the curing process, it's actually meat that's been made very sick. Um, so you don't want cured meat if you can help it. But cured. God, it's always the opposite. Bonjour is asking what smells. I don't know what smells. Oh, you're asking me what smells have I been smelling? All kinds of things. And I think we're going to have some of our senses, our otherworldly senses come online more. Now, I knew somebody who had clairalience, which is what they call like smelling, like clairsentience, clairaudience, all of that. This is smell, the sense of smell. And if somebody was talking and she smelled shit, they were bullshitting her. And that's how she could tell. That wasn't literal. Did they literally smell like that? No, probably not. But it was in her mind. It was her mind telling her something. So it could be, well, that might be clairalience. Not clairaliens, but clairaliens. Inversion, perversion. Yeah, it's the inversion. Inversion. Well, the grays smell like garbage, I'm told. And I think that's probably true every now and then. The lizards smell like rancid pee. That's what I've been told. Do you smell what Mama D is cooking? Yes. Yeah, if you knew you had a long hike at work, you'd eat steak a day or two ahead of the job. Yeah, some of us right now, the way that it is, we need meat, you know? Um, you hope it's not a tumor. Probably not. It could be, but probably not. If you want a reading, let me know. Get in touch. oceandiana@gmail.com. Hi. Um, yeah, I have trouble with vegetarian diets. I just can't do it. Not right now. Now, I don't know. Maybe someday it'll be different, like I said. I don't always want meat. Some days I just don't have any. Well, there you go, Michelle. Yeah. There are other senses that can be unlocked, and they're all like our five senses, but some of them are even beyond that, beyond our five senses. And in vernacular, they're called the clairs. Clairaudience, clairalience, voyance, clairaudience, you're hearing. There's clairsentience, There's all kinds of clairs. And you've kind of got to learn what it means to you. Like I said, my friend, when she smelled it, it didn't mean there was literally shit. It meant that they were bullshitting. This life is an abduction. Yes, actually. You smell the rot at times. Yeah, I have been trying to figure out from time to time something rotting. And I'll go through my kitchen and try and figure it out. And it's gone. It's gone. It's like, what is the rotting thing? Right? Rot. It's got to mean something, right? Yeah, I'm not sure what it means yet. Unless it means that something's dead. That there's something that's dying or something that's dead. Yeah, I've had all the extra senses, yeah, at different times. Not all not all, at the same time, though, usually. The rot is dark energies who need assistance. They're festering, okay. The rotting could be negative energy, okay. Yeah, I was thinking of that. Oh, time to clean your guinea pigs. Thriceborn has got it all figured out. Okay. Yeah, the demons, the gen yeah. Yeah, when I would smell mold sometimes. It was something like that. Um, so but not all the time, I'm not smelling it, I'm only smelling it once in a while, it's like, "Huh, does that mean that something's around me, or does that mean that it's something I'm hearing?" You know, like, sometimes I'm watching a video, maybe that's it. Sometimes I'm watching a video when I smell that, maybe that means it's dead, Jim. That yeah, there's something about yeah, maybe it does. I'm gonna have to pay closer attention as to when it happens. Mm, yeah, yeah, negative energy. That's quite possible. And, different species altogether. Mold is like a warning, yeah. Your mom took the Ouija board candy box. Ouija board candy box. What does that mean? No more planchette mints. Well, there was planchette mints? You know what? It's getting so warm in here. I don't have the heat on or anything. What's going on? You know what? I must be putting out a lot of energy. This is like in a Reiki session. Any of you ever been, if any of you have ever been Reiki'd by Reiki masters, the room gets so hot, you know, and people even will start sweating. But if you look at at like a thermometer, it won't acknowledge it. But your body feels it. It's really weird. Feels like the room has gotten hot. It's like a legion on the way, warning. Imagine the troops disturbing the field, storming in. Okay. I tend to get hot flashes at night lately. Huh. Hot flashes? Lewis? You are a guy, right? But the hot flashes, if you're not a woman and you're not that age, hot flashes could be Kundalini. So, Lewis, something is going on with your Kundalini. Maybe it's fixing to rise. And are you about middle age? Because, yeah, okay. Because if you're about middle age, then that is, yeah. Yeah, thyroid can also, you might want to get that checked. But you'll also get hot flashes when your Kundalini is rising. So if you rule out everything else, then you know that's probably what's happening. But Lewis being a student of the supernaturalists, it might be that his Kundalini is rising. That might be. That's about about 36. Yep. That okay. Probably. I'd get it checked, but if they can't find anything else, that's probably it. About 36. And that's when a lot of people have they have a complete change. They undergo a complete change. You'll notice about 36. That's when a lot of things were going for me too. That's when I got divorced. It was around that time. It was when I went into perimenopause around that time. Um, and really, perimenopause is no fun. Your hormones are really trying to drive you, and they're driving you up a wall. Okay. So that's why some marriages fail too, is because when people hit 35, 36, the Kundalini is starting to try to rise. If it encounters blockages, it's going to hurt you. That's also why you start to get some health problems. Depending on where the blockages are, it manifests differently. With women, quite often it's breathing and throat problems is the most common. With men, it's heart problems, most common. But it can be other things too, where there are other blockages. So with some people, they get gut issues. Um, just depends. Really, on the neck and put the hand on the neck and swallow. Oh, well, I wish you could show us that. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, and energies from crystals, yeah. Spidey senses, yeah. Or the night side. Mhm. Um, hmm, but the docs do that. I'm gonna have to look it up and see if I can find that. But I have been healing myself. I've been having my seaweed, and Paul gave me some homeopathic stuff for thyroid. So I've been healing my thyroid. I've been just asking that they give me as many little pellets as I need that dumps into my hand. And it's funny because one time only one pellet, and then another time a whole bunch of them, and then another time like just two, and then another time five. So it's different. It's like I guess it changes day to day. Standard dosage is two or three. But yeah, I just rely on I say, "Hey, angels, I'm going to take my homeopathic remedy now. Will you just put enough in my hand that I need? And if none come out, then I don't take any that day." Oh, the vortexes of Sidonia. Yeah, seaweed. I love my seaweed snacks. I really do. I'm very fond of sea crunchies. There I go. I'm back. Ah, I just hit the wrong dang button. Yeah, seaweed. Yeah, see, that's it. Most of us were sent to that kind of a I've said this many times. All of us, almost all of us, sent to some kind of codependent family. Ooh, cinnamon on everything. Yeah, cinnamon is very good for you. Actually, that's one of the things that is very good for you. Yeah, I love seaweed. Yeah. To tell you, you know, that sea salad or whatever they call it that's made with the seaweed salad, it's really good. This that they serve with sushi sometimes. It's like, wow, I love that stuff. I love pickled ginger. I swear I have been Asian in a lot of lives, okay? Because I love the ginger, I love the Chinese food, I love the sushi. I don't eat sushi anymore because of the problems it can create. But I used to love sushi. I love most Asian food. And I have Asian earwax. And that's funny. And I found that out kind of weirdly, kind of a weird in some kind of a video. And it's like, and they said, well, oddly, did you know that different races have different earwax? You can actually tell by the earwax. If it's the goopier it is, if it's very goopy, uh, then you have an African background. If it's somewhat goopy, that's more white, Caucasian. If it's dry and flaky, it's more Asian. And I'm like, but mine has been that way all my life. Dry and flaky. I got flaky earwax. But so I'm what? Asian? And then I thought about it. I have very little hair on my body. Really, I have very little body hair. I love Asian food. What? Yeah. Now I know that's not necessarily mean because you love the food of a that could be a past life thing, okay? Even. But it was just so many things that kind of weird. Am I a secret Asian man? Secret Asian man. I mean, am I secretly Asian? Suddenly Asian? Yeah. The Asian earwax, I guess, is more solid, more flaky, and dry. Whereas from a white person, it's more uh, a little bit more goopy, not as dry, and black people, it's more goopy, supposedly. And I'm like, wow, that's freaky. I have Asian earwax. I mean, what a weird thing, It's like I've got Asian earwax. What? What? But yeah, I have other Asian characteristics too. So somewhere in my family there were Asians. Maybe. I'm wondering if it came down through the Indians on my mom's side, perhaps. Are you going? Bonjour. Oh, bonjour. Love and hugs all night. Thanks for tonight, love. Bonjour. You can call. You can talk to me. You can call me. It may take me a little while to call back and figure out you called me, but I'll call you back. You've been buying seaweed snacks again, thanks to me. I love those sea crunchies. I just love the seaweed snacks. They're so good. And some people look at them and go, yeah, eh, and it's like, I don't know why they taste so good to me. There's just sometimes I just crave them. Mhm. Well, at least, Michelle, at least it's a good addiction. I mean, if you get a Jones for those are actually really good for you. So I guess I'm not sorry. You eat like you're Bengali, thrice born. Yeah, nori seaweed. Yeah. And seaweed snacks and seaweed salad that they have, like they have with sushi sometimes. It's served at sushi restaurants. I love that stuff. I love it. I love it. And I love pickled ginger. I eat a whole fucking jar of pickled ginger, man. If I'm not careful, I will sit there and eat it. I don't binge eat. Really, I'm not a binger, but I will freak. I mean, I have had the same bag of potato chips now for 3 weeks, right? Every now and then I want a little bit of salt. I don't eat a lot of chips or anything, but sometimes I want them and I need the salt. But I will get a hold of when I buy a bottle of sushi ginger, I'm like I'm like a mad woman. I actually go to a sushi somewhere where they have sushi, and I will actually pile the ginger on my plate like a side dish. I am so not kidding. It's like a side dish, and I will eat it like that. I will eat that much ginger. And a little bit of wasabi too, and totally without without the without the fish. It's weird. Yeah. Are you supposed to take the taro deck out of the box before activating them in the full moon? Well, not necessarily, but some people say, different people say different things about that, Lewis. I think you kind of got to feel your way through that. Um, I would kind of think, since the taro deck is actually part of the deck, I would think not. But then again, some people spread them out, and they feel like they really want to get them all hit with the moonlight. Oh, the pink curls. Oh, you're talking about are you talking about the ginger? Oh, I love the ginger. And I do love wasabi, even though I can't eat a whole lot of it at a time, but I will eat little bits of it all through the meal. I love it. Um, just a little bit. And oh yeah, I love wasabi. I love wasabi. In fact, the nori, the sea crunchies, I like the wasabi kind. Yeah. Mm. But then I love Polish beets, which has the horseradish in them. I love the hot stuff. But see, for so long, I love hot stuff, but I couldn't have peppers and so on. They bothered me, the Solanaceae, the stuff with solanine in it, which are the nightshades, bothered me my whole life. And I had to find other things that were hot to appease my hot palate. And wasabi is one of those things, and horseradish, which wasabi's a kind of horseradish, and um, ginger. Oh yes, oh that thinly sliced pickled ginger. Oh my gosh, I could eat a ton of that. Wasabi, I can only eat a tiny bit at a time, little tiny bits, but I will eat it. I will eat a whole ball of that. Wasabi black diamond almonds. Oh, that sounds divine. Ooh, they make those. Oh, that sounds good. I'm gonna have to look for those. Sushi chef looks the same after 30 years. Well, yeah, a lot of those herbs are really damn good for you, you know? I mean, ginger is anti-inflammatory, has a lot of benefits. Horseradish too. And if you eat the horseradish and the ginger, that actually we now there are people who will argue with me about this, but we figured that out. Why? Because fish have parasites, parasite eggs in them. What were they trying to do? They were trying to protect you from that. Not just make it tastier, but make it healthier for you. Why did sushi start? Because they didn't have enough fuel. to cook the food. They had to figure out some way to make raw food safe to eat. It was genius, it was brilliant. So if you eat a lot of horseradish and you eat a lot of ginger, it's gonna be, you know, you're very unlikely to have parasites. Let's put it that way. You're not as likely to have parasites. Um, you worry about the parasites, it's me too. I won't do it anymore. I won't eat it anymore, although I love it. I dearly love it. I will eat smoked salmon kind, though, sometimes because smoking kinda kills that stuff. Smoked is a little different. It's not cooked, but it's not raw. The smoking, I think, would probably kill everything. But, yeah, ginger is really good for the immune system, and it's, antioxidant, it's anti-inflammatory. Ginger is just wonderful. Yeah, I make ginger tea. I make what I call Sasquatch tea. I haven't spoken to this in a little while. Okay, I'll tell you the recipe, my recipe for Sasquatch tea, and I call it that because I think the Sasquatch gave me this recipe. Okay, and it's, you take some ginger root, some turmeric root, and then you dice it or cut it or puree it very small so that you can get all the good out of it. And, you make it into a tea, you put in some cinnamon, and it's also good to put lemon in there when it's done, to put or you can throw lemon in there to cook with it. Um, you don't have to put the lemon in, but it's a good thing if you need it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Um, but the basic stuff is just turmeric, ginger, and cinnamon. And sometimes I put in something else, like maybe a little bit of sea salt or something, or pink Himalayan salt. But anyway, and because of the turmeric, to activate that, you wanna put in some pepper, because the pepper activates, the, turmeric so that it does what it's supposed to do, the piperine is needed. So I mix that, I put that all together, and then the sludge, the stuff that is left over after I make the tea and drain the tea off, I put it in food. I put it in soups and stews and broths and gravy and sauces and stuff like that, and use it to season food. Sometimes I put it like if I'm, baking something or broiling something, I put it in the, but it's good in soup, it's good to use up that way. I peel it first. You wanna peel it. I wanna peel. I like peeling. I don't like leaving it. You peel it with a spoon. Here's another helpful tip. You peel it with a spoon, just scraping the skin off because the skin is so fine, so thin, like thinner than most paper, that if you use a knife, you're gonna ruin it. You're gonna get more of it off than you have on. So you just kinda scrape it off with the edge of a spoon. Um, let's see, it didn't rain there for 7 years. After what? I gotta look and see what chat's doing. Oh, I love cinnamon. Yes. Worried a little after Fukushima, or did that not actually happen? I thought we were dead. Well, in one lifetime, we did. We did die. In some world, we all died from that. Um, addictive, so I can't buy them. Yeah. Mm. Mhm. You are surely pure Asian, D. Yeah, what? I'm like, "What?" I'm Asian. What? Um, I don't have the small build though, but I do have some other things. It's weird. Um, Black pepper. Yeah, black pepper. It's black pepper, piperine. Anything that has piperine in it, and I think that's mostly black pepper. You going now, Thrashborn? Well, you know, you're always welcome here. Just consider yourself at home. Okay? Yep. You hanging out a spell? What kind of spell are you hanging out? Thanks for all the fish. Whoa, you leaving? Wait. You're not a dolphin, are you? Because if you're a dolphin, then I'm leaving too. Because that means that means world is about to be destroyed. So yeah, don't forget a towel. Okay. Secret Asian D. Secret Asian woman. They given you a number and they took away your name. They given me a letter and they took away the name. Sasquatch loves Asian people. Really? I didn't know that. Is that true, Lewis? Do we have that on somebody's, or somebody saying that? Is that um turmeric well, it's interesting. Um they gave Robin a um they gave Robin a recipe like that too that involved ginger, but she can't drink it because she says it's too hot for her. Me, I love it. It's hot. It burns all the way down, and the more it burns all the way down, the ginger, the better it is. I love it when it burns all the way down. It's like some people love hot peppers. Yeah, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was great. The book was even better. You randomly go to sushi places and just get ginger. There's a place that is a Asian buffet, and they have among the things they have sushi. So I'll get all of the usual. I'll get a lot of seafood. Actually, you know what I do? At those places, I get a ton of seafood. I just I load up on seafood. And then I get the ginger. I get the ginger and the wasabi along with my meal. I get a pile of ginger like a side dish. They just look at me kind of funny and see some of that seaweed salad if they got it. And they look at me funny like, what's going on with her? You'd love to have a reading? Okay. Well, if you want to get in touch with me. Oh yes, oregano oil. You know what? I got to get some more of that too. I don't have any right now. Somehow we know that burning is actually helping us. I also love cinnamon. And I used to absolutely the cinnamon gummy bears, the red hots, the cinnamon candies of all kinds, and the cinnamon schnapps. Mm. You get the bento box. Oh yeah. Um, Bonjour. Well, get in touch with me. Like I said, you've got my info, right? The bento box. Yeah. You know what? There's also a Thai food place. Oh. I love Thai food. I love most all Asian food. I love Thai food. They have, what do they call? What is that favorite? mango chicken or something. Oh man, it's good. It's expensive, but it's so good. So good. I got you. Cayenne is spicy salt, but it's good. It's a good burn. I might be able to eat cayenne now. I just happened to think of that. I might be able to eat that. I'm going to try it. See if it does anything to me. Because before it would make my joints ache, it would give me a horrible red rash, a dark red rash that weeped and hurt. It does, and I haven't had any problems with tomato. I'm a little afraid to try pepper, but when I get the nerve up, I'll try peppers. I'll try cayenne. See how that goes. I don't even want to think about ghost peppers yet. You get Indian food every day, every work day? Oh, see now I like, oh, a bat flew over your head. Wow, Michelle. You know, a bat as an animal messenger is the shaman's death and rebirth. It's a message of death and rebirth. But in German belief, it's good luck. In Asian belief, it's the five happinesses of life. So it just depends. Native American, it's death and rebirth, shaman's death. Yeah. And all of those things are very appropriate at Halloween, actually, if you think about it. At Pagan New Year. So a bat can be a complete change of your life. The death of a paradigm. Hmm. Last night you had a falling star. Wow. Aren't you special? Mm. Yeah, they're considered lucky. We had them down at one of the parks I used to go to all the time, and I used to play kind of stay a little bit late until the bats came out. I'd hear them flying around. They never bothered me. They, I mean, given their natural habitat, they're fine. You know, you don't want them in the house, but um, in their natural habitat, they're fine. Bats are actually very cute. That also indicates you're a vampire. Don't listen to Lewis. No, it doesn't. It indicates that you're actually the Batman. Batman. I had bats around me for a while, actually. I I find them cute. Cute little furry, sweet little things. They're just so cute, but not something that you want for a pet. Really necessary, although some people that I knew the bat lady here. Jackie the bat lady. She's passed on now, but she was anytime anybody found an injured bat, she ended up with the care of the injured bat. So she raised many bats and released them into the wild. Yeah, you have little batties. And then there's a couple of channels that I guess in Australia they're trying to conserve the bats because they're very important to the ecosystem. So there are a lot of bat rescues. And I kind of like watching those channels sometimes, the bat rescue channels. Ah, yes. He explained several different meanings of a bat sighting. Yes, I did. Rife with symbolism. Oh, yes, bats are very. The five happinesses in Chinese lore of life. You can look it up, but yeah, it's considered very positive. The Germans called them Fledermaus, although they're not mice, but and they considered them a sign of happiness. So, happy little creatures fluttering around, kind of like a nighttime butterfly. And actually, they are very positive creatures in the regard that they will eat. A lot of them will, the ones around here will eat every mosquito they come in contact with. So we really need them. It's like the possums, they eat all of the ticks. If you have too many ticks, you need more possums. If you have too many mosquitoes, you need more bats. hmm So they're actually very happy little creatures. Um, they're not bad at all. People have given them such a bad name. Such a bad name. The only vampire bats are in South America, in caves. In South America, and you don't see them up north here at all. When the bats come out of the cave, but you know what, Lewis, you got to be careful because there was two guys that were filming the bats, wanted to film the bats coming out of the cave, and they did so, but they got too close, and when the bats came out, the bats pooped all over them, which sounds kind of yucky, but not terrible, except that bat poop is not good for humans to breathe it nor to get it on your skin. Although it makes great fertilizer, it's not really good to have on your skin, and both of them died. They had some kind of hemorrhagic thing. Bats are just not meant to, they're meant to be left alone and be cute, but you don't want them. You can actually be very sick from bat tongue. Clear cutting almost killed the bees. That's right. We need our bees. Without the bees, we're really in trouble. Bats around streetlights at night until their habitats were destroyed in Mexico. That sucks. Yeah, guano is toxic, but good fertilizer. Ray of Thought 24. Hi. Remember being a kid watching the bats catch bugs around the orange streetlight? Yeah. And it's one of their favorite things to do. It's one of the places where they can get free meals real easy. Oh, yeah, it can make you blind. Oh, yeah. Guano, you don't want it. You don't, Batman in his Bat Cave, he wouldn't have been having a good time in the Bat Cave. That wouldn't be so good. That wouldn't be such a good spot. Nope. Nope. You don't want guano around you too much. You might go batshit crazy. That's what that means, really, batshit nuts. So, but yeah, bats are generally awesome creatures, but you just don't. They're nice wild creatures. I mean, they're good to have. They can even be friendly. People have managed to make pets of them, however. You have to be careful with them. They're really meant for the wild. You don't want iguana. No. No, you want to be careful with that shit. No, bats are not blind, actually. Bats are not blind, but they do see better at night and actually see better with their echolocation. They're just not daytime creatures. They're not blind, but bright light's hard on them. They're just not made for daytime. Yeah, they have echolocation. Mhm. And some of them are, yeah, they can be albinos. Some of them can be albino. There are albino bats. You know, this is interesting too. Somebody actually saw this happen. Bats can actually fly through the blades of a fan without getting harmed. They're that good. They can actually fly right through fan, not fast, but slow moving fan blades. Like not on the highest setting, but the guy saw him fly through right through a slow moving fan. And that is something that birds cannot do generally. So I would think maybe, well, a hummingbird might get by with that kind of stuff because they move so fast. But yeah, bats are just that good at echolocation. So they're kind of amazing. They're just kind of amazing. Yeah, histoplasmosis. That's right, bat poop fungus. Hmm. Yep. Well, and there are many creatures on the face of the earth that just have different senses than we do. I mean, cats and dogs. Dogs can actually sense magnetic fields. We think cats probably can too. Cats, their hearing is just, their hearing and their sense of smell are just so astute. And they see in color. Dogs don't see a whole lot of color. We actually know some pet communicators that say that dogs really, like for instance, a light colored couch, it just all looks gray or white to them. Light, it's just a light colored couch. They can't really see the color. Like if it's actually light blue, they don't know. But, they can see black and white. They can see shades of gray. They don't see in color like we do. Um, so you can get them a red ball or a blue ball or whatever ball you want. It won't matter too much to them. But cats can see in color, but they have trouble with the color green. And cats are farsighted. They don't see things nearby. So that's really weird. They have to eat by putting their face in something and they can't see up close. That would be terrible to me. That'd be awful. But oh dear, yeah. Uh, saw a bat in a house in Vietnam. Mm. Distinctive flight, yes. Toxoplasmosis, yeah. You have to be careful with kitties, although honestly, it's less it's less widespread than they try to make you think that you're all going to get toxoplasmosis from cat. And you're not. Most people who are tested do not actually have it. It's unusual. I guess we mostly throw it off or something. It's one of those things. We've been around cats enough that 9 times out of 10 we'll throw it off. But I guess there's that 10th time or something. But once in a while, yeah, somebody will come up with toxoplasmosis. It's not typical though. I think some people just don't like cats and they try to throw that shit around. Blue ball or pink ball or whatever. Yeah. And then their ghosts come to me. Me too. They come to me too. I've had many little ghost kitties. Yep. I have many fur babies that come and visit. They're part of my family. Not to touch them. That's a good idea, not to. Yeah. You can still get an infection from a bite. Your mom claims that cats bring death or bad omens? That's BS. Cats are lovely creatures. They really have been our allies in the fight against vermin. I mean, you kill off all the cats, you're gonna have overrun with vermin. They keep the vermin away. Um, and then they have so many other properties, like the purr. The purr is actually healing to the nervous system. It's a rife frequency, basically. It's a free rife frequency. I have a video about that on my channel. Get yourself some free kitty purse from my kitty cat. Yeah, kitties are very special that way. They are all healers. They're born healers because they have that purr. Do cats steal babies? No, that's no, completely false. Yeah, you know what? Many ghost cats. Many times your pets will come back to you. They just like you and they just want to visit. Yeah. Cats especially cats seem to be able to go back and forth really easy. And they don't steal babies' breath. In fact, most cats are very careful of babies. Okay. They're very protective of babies and will actually try to help out babies. My mother had a cat that babysat me. So, no. And as a matter of fact, an old mom cat, will try and help you take care of the baby. So it's totally, totally false. Oh, that's kind of can't be right. But they do like to use us as furniture. Cats do like to, they really like the heartbeat. They really like that. They like our heartbeat. It's very comforting to them. My cat wants to be on my left side. He wants to be sleeping on my left side near my heartbeat. And my cats always wanted to either sleep on me or they wanted to listen to my heartbeat. A cowboy will often sleep on my left arm. He likes that pulse. It's somehow comforting to him. Mhm. That's called lordation when they raise their butt up like that. Sometimes they purr very soft. Now you've heard cowboys purrs. If you've heard him on my channel, you hear how loud he gets. He's got some lovely deep rumbly purrs. I just uploaded that today. Ready to rumble? My baby, he bites so gently. It's so cute. He's so cute. He bites me very gently. That's love. That's a love bite. Yeah, my old animals, my deceased animals visit me. Even my little snaky, Harmless the snake. Sometimes she comes up and visits me. Yeah. Your little ginger ghost sometimes sleeps on your left shoulder or your pillow, yeah. I guess they keep ghost mice away, yeah. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Kitty might have been wanting to keep you warm, or might have thought that you weren't getting enough attention from your mom. Well, your kitty was probably visiting you. So, yeah, that's pretty common. Actually, I hear that all the time. Sensitive people who, and even people who aren't that sensitive get that. They say, I would swear that my dog jumped up on my bed and, yeah, it's like, yeah, well, they did. Or, I would swear my cat, it's like, yeah, of course they did. Or somebody even, I remember somebody saying something about every now and then they would hear a whinny like their old horse from just out of nowhere. There weren't any horses around. It's like, what? Let's say your old horse. Yeah, they come to visit, just like your loved ones do. Well, maybe the cat did sense something in you, but cats like babies actually. It's kind of sad because cats, especially female cats, are very fascinated with babies and will tend to protect them, tend to try and help mom take care of the baby. So it's very sad that people have that perception of cats. As a matter of fact, I have seen people who lay the baby down on the bed and the cats, I think that was, yeah, there are three cats would sleep on either side of the baby and at the baby's head so that that baby couldn't roll off the bed, and so the baby was warm. That's their instinct. They were keeping that baby warm. They weren't lying on the baby, but they were lying right next to the baby, like right up on him, right close to him. So that baby would be warm, but they understand what a baby is. That's a very interesting thing, my cat, and he was a male cat, but he knew what a baby was. We had this little boy that would come over. His name was David. He would come over and he was fascinated by the cat. Had a Siamese cat. And Siamese are very unusual. They're different. They have a lot of personality. But he would sit there and he'd close his eyes and he would no, the kid's name was Michael. That's right. The kid's name was Michael. And he would let Michael just pet him and do whatever and fuss over him. And he would be there so still. And you could tell it's like, oh my God, it's that kid again, and he's gonna want to pet me, he's gonna want to squeeze me. He kept his eyes closed so the kid wouldn't be fascinated. We'd have to watch the kid and say, gentle. But that cat never did a dang thing to hurt him. I was so patient with that kid, so patient with him. And it was so cute because you know how cats are, and one time Michael saw him jump from the floor to the top of the fridge because there was a fly or something. And the kid is there going, the $6 million cat. In kind of baby talk, $6 million cat. So from then on, he was the $6 million cat. But, it is kind of an amazing feat when you see something jump from the floor to the top of a refrigerator and you're just a little guy. That's pretty amazing. Oh, yeah, maybe superstitious. Oh, yeah, there's probably a lot. Yeah, like bumper pads. Yeah, left side, they wanna be near your heart. You don't feel your old animals visit you project? Maybe, you're just not sensitive in that way, and there's no, reason to visit you if you're not gonna notice. It's like, "Why do ghosts talk to me?" Well, because I can hear 'em. You know, why do ghosts talk to some people and not to others? Well, because I can hear 'em. It's very simple. Why do ghosts return to why do my ghost animals return to me? Because I can sense them. It's no fun it's not really much fun if they can't tell you're there. Really shake your bed like an earthquake, gosh. You got some wild ones. But you knew it was your bear, so you weren't afraid, huh? So something might have come with your auntie. Oh, yeah, um, you have got to clear all items from a thrift shop, or you can end up with some things from the previous owner. Yeah, maybe the dog was just lonely. Oh, well, oh yes, I've had many pets. Many pets. Mhm. Had a dream about your mom? Oh, that is very common. As a matter of fact, when my mom died and I went to grief therapy, my psychologist said, or my psychiatrist rather, I had a psychiatrist then. I went to grief therapy and he said it is so common for him to hear people seeing dead relatives that he doesn't even consider it any kind of abnormality at all. He considers it completely normal. Or my veil is very thin, one or the other. Yeah, I don't know if it's always, it's sometimes it's kind of hit or miss sometimes. I don't always notice things sometimes. I'm distracted. But when I really look, it's like, oh, gee, something is there. Oh, Mother Earth showed up as a bear. That's interesting. She showed up to me as a woman, but a big motherly woman. She was like this tall, dark curly hair, round eyes, round body, kind of round. Shapely but round, very round. I mean, had broad hips and um, kind of a round belly and round breasts and a round face, round eyes, um, and curly hair, dark hair. Yeah. And she was wearing a beautiful dress that had all kinds of flowers on it. Really pretty. She looked like just such a sweet person, like somebody that you'd want for a mom or a grandmom. Like, "Oh, please give me a hug," and she did give me a hug. Yeah, like Annabelle, yeah, you gotta watch, you can buy cursed items. Yeah. Oh, the flat earth, well, Mother Earth certainly wasn't flat to me. Yeah, round, like, very curvy round, like, not round like a sphere, but just very curvy, like, everything was rounded. There wasn't nothing angular about her. Even her nose was kind of rounded off, and there was nothing angular. which is actually very feminine. I mean, that's an expression of feminine. Is the angularity is more male, but she also was a good example of feminine principle. So I mean, just very rounded off everything. Ah, your mom and you were knitting. Do you knit? Maybe she learned from you. Yeah, it looks. Um, when we remote viewed it, we did go to inner Earth. So there's an inner Earth, and we went through the core of the Earth to get to do that. We flew all the way through it. We think it's a Taurus. We think it's toroidal. There's probably a passage in a cave. In caves. Actually, there's several passages in several caves. One's Shasta. I think one they said is Carlbad Caverns. One is probably one at the North and South Pole, somewhere hidden. But yeah, there was definitely an inner Earth, and I saw it like from a spaceship. And I was on a ship with some blue guys, and they were smiling at me like they knew me, like I was supposed to be there or something. It was very odd. I'm like, suddenly I'm up in a ship looking at all this, looking down on all this scenery from up above, and I'm on a ship with these blue guys. And they were very nice. They didn't have any problem with me being there. They just kind of smiled, nodded, went back to what they were doing, which was looking at their instruments, looking at, I guess, steering the ship and so on. But I guess I was welcome. They're very nice. I got a very good vibe from them. I got like a very friendly vibe from the blue guys. Yeah, supposedly Carlsbad Caverns, one of the places that has a passageway in her. And Mount Shasta and a couple other places that there are passages, most of them in caves to inner Earth. But some of those passages are extremely dangerous. So, and some people have said that there are creatures that live in the caves that are not very hot to let you pass, that are not very keen on letting you pass. And some of them are more keen on eating you. So you gotta be careful. And sometimes you're gonna hit a layer of, because there are the earth reptilians, because there's more than one kind of reptilian. The earth reptoid people are underground. You don't want to run into them. They're not enemies. They're not our enemies, but they're not necessarily our friends. I mean, they're not going to be out to get you, but they're not going to be want to be bothered. That's what I hear. They don't want to be bothered. They want to be left alone. They will get rid of you. And some of them in less than fun ways. But they won't like intentionally kill you or something. But I wouldn't want to get them upset because they're much bigger than we are, most of them. Well, Emmett, your family. No, you're an interesting person. So Your family. None shall pass. It's only a flesh wound. Um, well, not all reptilians apparently are. Some reptilians actually, there are some enlightened reptilians that are friends, that are concerned about our well being here on the surface. But they are a subterranean species on this planet. They were on this planet a long time before us. They consider it their planet. And that is why they would help defend against the Dracos. Because it's their planet to them, and the Dracos want to take it over. It's their business now. See? We, well, kind of ambivalent about us. Sometimes we're a pain in the butt, sometimes we're helpful. I mean, that's humans for you. But you don't want to get into a nest alpha draconians. Yeah, you don't want them, but they're supposedly all the alpha draconians are gone though. Supposedly they're gone. I can feel a shift in the planet. I think that's probably true because the Orion Wars are over and they did not collect this planet. So we are not owned anymore. I said that at the beginning of the show. That's one of the reasons why this is, you can put today down as Liberation Day. We're celebrating. We're officially not owned. So now, and the top guys have been gone for a long time. The alphas have been gone. And I'm telling you, Luz, the alphas have been gone for a while. They do not want the smoke that they were getting from some of our family. But some of the lesser ones are here still. That's the problem. They just took off and left the minions. They don't care. They don't really give a darn. I'll just take off and leave the minions. And I think some of the humans that worked for them haven't quite figured out yet that they are gone for good and they've been left to twist in the wind. Really, Louis, you were in that fight. Oh, that's cool. So what's Biden? I have no clue what he is really. But I don't think he's really Biden. He might be a clone, he might be an actor. It, he might be one of the lesser reptilians. One of the okay, I will tell you this. Um when I have the AI draw me a picture of Biden and they give you several choices. In a lot of those choices, his face or his body or both are distorted and weird. And I'm not sure whether that's just a fault with the AI or whether that is the AI telling us something. You know, maybe the AI knows some things that we don't know. And usually it's up in the head area. The distortion is usually up in the head area. And one time he came with the hands. And there are people who've seen some very strange things on Biden, like some kind of little tentacle coming out of one of his sleeves and other weird stuff. So we're not sure what's going on with him, but he ain't normal. There's nothing normal about that guy. Yes, we do have a reptilian brain, and it was the Earth reptilians that gave us that, I guess. So really, our human bodies do have some of the reptile genetics in them, and we are distantly related, which is why they tolerate us, I guess. Because we are actually somewhat related, even though not closely. Yeah, me too. I was in the Lyran Wars, and that's one of the ways you know you're a warrior too, is if you remember the wars. Yeah, he's dozing off, he's shutting down, and clones are not as strong as real people. He could be a clone. Or he could just be they got some old wino somewhere, some old crackhead to play the part. But sometimes he has blue eyes and sometimes he has brown eyes. Sometimes you can't see his eyes because he has them closed like this. He's all squinty. Yeah, the reptilian part is our sympathetic nervous system. And it tells our heart to beat and so on, stuff that we don't want to have to think about. So it's very handy to have, actually. Do you remember the Lyman Wars? That's one way. Is if you're drawn to things like Star Wars, and that seems familiar somehow. Probably were. You may be. What would that be? You may be a warrior if. You may be an interstellar warrior if Star Wars is very familiar to you. Star Wars, Star Trek, all of the space civilization programs, if they seem more like home than Earth, then yeah, which they always did for me. There was way more of like home than Star Trek. Star Trek was like more like home. I mean, I could really relate to that. I could really relate to Star Trek. I could really relate to because Star Trek is kind of like the Pleiadians. It's a bit like that. Two actors play Biden. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, the good old amygdala. Yeah, if you're a cat person, you're probably also part. Yeah, that's another way. If you really, I think that's why there's so many crazy cat ladies and men. We have to have a cat around. They were our allies. They were always our allies. You know, we were very close. AI generated art is eerie. It's like they know something we don't. I'm working with it. I'm trying to teach the AI. I'm trying to send it love. That's the only way we're going to survive this. I hear that Elon called me out at some point, and I think they said it was for saying something like that we're going to have to teach the AI how to love. So I guess I was mentioned. But I don't know where that was or what tweet that was or anything. I don't know where that was. There's a cave at a cavalry in Fort Stanton. 2 Indians were recorded going in there and emerging 160 miles away. You know what? We think that that the caverns are probably dragon guts because there's a dragon body carcass over there. We think that probably some of these elaborate cave systems are probably the entrails of giant, huge mud fossil titanic beings. You have no past life memories. They did a good wipe job on you. They really wiped you good. You're yawning, James Ortiz. Well, I'm glad. Maybe you'll get some good sleep. If you gotta go night night, go night night. And good dreams. I'm about to wind it down anyway. I'm getting close. That really doesn't surprise me. Elon is some kind of hybrid, I would swear it. And you know who else is? I would bet some money on Matt Gates. Not Bill Gates or no, Matt Gates in the Senate. The one who just kicked McCarthy out as Speaker of the House. There's something about Gates. He doesn't quite look human. He doesn't quite act human. He acts more, there is something about him. He's so confident and he doesn't and he is so mouthy when he asks questions. I mean, something about him and the way he looks. There's something about him. You guys take a look at Matt Gaetz and tell me what you think. Well, they were using AI as part of the war. Who's brainwashed? Oh, I've been a guy before, yeah. That's quite possible. I've been a guy more often than I've been a woman. I'm really more used to being a guy than I am a girl. I'm getting better at it, but yeah. Jim Jordan, I think he's going to be the new Speaker of the House. He's got Trump's approval. I think he might be a good one too. He's a feisty guy. I think he might be a good one. I think we'd be lucky. Trump's been nominated, but he doesn't really want to do it. He wants to campaign for president. That's all he says he's interested in. But he has backed Jim Jordan. Yeah, Gates, but it's not spelled the same way. It's AE or something. TZ. GAETZ, something like that. I think it's German or something. I think it was more often a guy. Yeah. Yeah, I've been masculine many times, but here's the thing. Among some of the races out there, the star races, the women are the leaders. The women are the leaders in the military. The women are the leaders in the government. Sometimes you have alpha females in some of these civilizations. They're matriarchies. And they have, it's not to say they disrespect men or anything, but they are actually led by women mostly. Yeah, Gaetz. Yeah, that's it. I call him Gates, though. Trump has got to be something like a star seed. He's got to be. He's got to be. Yeah. Um. Well, hyenas are also matriarchal. Hmm. And then among dolphins, the females usually keep order. And then among the bonobos, which we're very closely related to, they're chimpanzees that we're really most closely related to rather than the other kind. That's a matriarchy too. The women keep the law and order, keep the men from fighting each other, keep things even. Yeah, they're kind of. So we have them. We have them on this planet. And then we have the lovely little seahorse, and the male gives birth. Hmm. So we do have some matriarchal systems here. And I'm not entirely sure lions are not that way. Because if you look at the lions a different way, and they always say, oh, the male and he has his female harem, and it's like, I don't think so. What it looks like to me is he is the guy that stays home. He's the house husband, watches the kids, and he does, except when they need him to bring down the bigger prey. And he defends the cubs from other lions, other male lions that are seeking to kill the kids to put the females in estrus so that they might mate. And of course, if he thinks that they're another lion's offspring, he'll kill them. But to me, it's three females saying, okay, the females are really the hunters. In the lion world, the females are really the primary hunters. And so they get together, say, okay, we really only need one male. But the problem is they're big and they take a lot of food. But we need him to bring down the big prey, to defend the kids when we're gone. That's what it looks like to me. It really looks like the females are primary hunters. And they let him hang around and eat because they need him. They need him to reproduce and also to defend. Mm-hmm. Oh, Melania looks like a freaking. First time I saw her, it's like Alien, E.T., Starseed. Absolutely, 100%. She looked like a freaking alien. Come on. She looked like one. I am so not kidding. You know who she reminded me of? You remember those, Valiant Thor, those guys? How they all looked kind of like movie stars? Very good looking. Yeah, that's what it kind of reminds me of. Maybe she's actually from Venus. Because those guys were supposed to be from Venus. She might be from Venus. She does. She looks like an alien. She looks like an alien. Come on. Or I guess they supposedly prefer to be called ET or something. space seed, star seed, whatever. But yeah, she looks like it. She looks like she could be a Pleiadian or maybe Venusian. Well, the people that said they were from Venus, they were very good-looking people. Valiant Thor and his two friends were very good-looking people. So that's why I'm saying she could be Pleiadian or she could be from Venus. Because Venusians, I guess, are very good-looking. Donald is Pleiadian. Yeah, they're very pretty. The Pleiadians are good looking, and so are the Venusians, and then also there are a few others like the Tegetans that you guys probably don't hear of so much. The Tegetans look like us and very, very good looking because part of the reason they look so good is they're extremely healthy. They don't eat all the crap that we eat. They get the good environment. They get the decent food. They get all the good stuff. We're kind of in an unfortunately degraded form, but they're kind of like what humans would look like if we were really allowed to be what we are. Yeah, there might be, but he is so warrior. He is so warrior. It'd be interesting to know exactly what Donald is. He might be more than one. You can be more than one thing. You can be more than two. We're all mixed up. Really, on this planet, we're all mixed. We're a mixed bag of every darn thing. We've got everything here. Through the years, we've been hit with everything. We've been hit by everybody. We've been raped by everybody on this planet. Yeah, I mean, we've been hit up by everybody because we're near a Stargate. We're near a main Stargate. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they try to say, "Oh, we're a lonely little planet out here," and blah blah. No, right near main Stargate, and they're full of shit. That's what we're told. Tesla, yeah, supposedly was Venusian. I thought he was kind of cute for his time. I mean, men of that time, the way they dressed and everything. I think he was kind of cute when he was young, and he had very. I mean, I looked into the eyes of his picture, and he had very nice eyes. He had very, very sexy eyes, actually. So he wasn't bad looking, really. But he was a man of his time. I mean, they dressed kind of funny and had, you know. But yeah, he was actually kind of cute. I was just thinking that the other day. It's kind of cute. Yeah, better to be abducted by Pleiadians rather than Grace. But the only problem is when you're being abducted by Grace, but they're making themselves look like Pleiadians. Yikes. Because they can do that. Yeah, but I've been hearing for a while, though, that the Greys have backed off. They got what they wanted. And I predicted that that was going to happen because, our genome has been tainted now. They got the last of the pure human genome. That was it. They got the last of the human genome before it was tainted by the Jabberwocky. And don't you know? Yep. Supposedly now they backed off. I haven't heard a thing about it in years now. So they were gone around the time. Right around the time COVID hit, I stopped hearing all about them. Any new sightings? Yeah, you know what? And some of us have memories of being called commander. What? Commander? Yeah. Interesting. And I keep getting people who know me. And it's like, how do you know me? And they go, everybody knows you. Everybody knows me. How? Everybody knows me. And they just kind of, like they know something I don't know. They realize that my mind, that I've been wiped and I'm not going to know that. Somehow they know me. And it's like, it's really annoying. Well, and the thing is, like I said, where I come from, women are definitely on top, if you know what I mean. They're very, very respected. And they're even a lot of times a little bit taller than the guys. Sometimes they're a little taller. But yeah, it's kind of a reversal there than what we've got. The guys have dream of having a home, and that's their fondest wish, is to have a home and children. But we have matriarchal couples of about five. I was married to four other people. We had three children. That was just the way our society worked. It's a little different. It has something to do with the families. So I was married to four other people. I don't know how many. I think there are different numbers of matriarchal systems. I'm not, I can't remember that far, but yeah, in my home now, I'm not sure if that was extended family, maybe. Like maybe some of those were grandma and grandpa. I can't remember that far. I don't remember that much. Oh, freaking bloody hell. Yeah, they can claim a lot of things. Yeah, they claim a lot of things. That's because they accept trans men as men. That's why they're saying that. You know what I'm saying? So to them, that's a man, so then a man can be pregnant. But that's not a man. I'm sorry. They asked me, what is a woman? I got an answer. I know exactly what the answer is. An adult person who has two X's and no Y. That's what a woman is. Period. That's scientific. Oh, yeah, I've had dreams where I was on a ship. Yeah, I've had dreams like that. You know what I think is really freaky and wrong? The guy, and we've seen him, the guy's breastfeeding. The chemicals, the hormones they have to take are not good for the baby. That is child abuse, and it should be taken away. Children should be taken away because that is abuse. The one guy, he said, "Oh, I've always had this fantasy of breastfeeding." That is a fetish. That is not that's not legit. I think he just has a freaking fetish. I think he's just a freak. And, if you cared about the child, you would not be submitting them to whatever kind of crapola they're getting through your milk. That is disgusting. It should be criminal. It should be criminal. Yeah, ew is right. Ew. Can you imagine? Ugh. Ugh. They even have pictures of this guy doing it. I'm thinking that baby is being abused. That baby is the object of a sexual fetish. That's what that really is. Well, you're lucky because you're gonna definitely need some eyeball wash if you ever see it. You can look it up, you can find it. But you're gonna need eyeball wash. Gonna need to wash out your eyeballs and your brain and delete some of the files after that because it's pretty gross. Mhm. Oh my gosh, we've been on nearly 4 hours. And you know what, cowboy? Let me show you. Let me show you. There's your adoring fans. I can't tell if you're actually seeing them that well. If I got them. Oh, wait a minute. Let me turn the camera around. Turn the camera around. It'll let me. Good. Come on. I'll turn them around for a minute. There's Mr. Handsome. Cowboy. Cowboy. You got some adoring fans here. You just, it's just a cameo, huh? Not a speaking part this time? Okay. My little knucklehead. I love him. He's my baby. He's my baby cat. And he is such a sweet little guy in so many ways. But he keeps wanting to chew on me. He wants to chew on my fingers, which is not that bad because he's got no back teeth, but he's got this one great big, really sharp fang tooth. And it's like if he ever gets me with that thing, I'm going to be hurting. But he's missing his other fang, the poor guy. He's an old dude, but he still has some of his teeth. You know what? He has been known to visit people. He's been known to visit people. Pam has seen him. She swears she's seen him. Several other people mentioned that too. I can't remember who all it was, but there have been people who swear that Cowboy was visiting, which doesn't surprise me because I bilocate. He's probably watching me and going, "Oh, I can do that." I'm probably, showing him how it's done. I don't know, maybe he's showing me how it's done. I don't know. Talking about Cowboy as a friend sends me videos, brand new kitties, huh? You know what? He's getting more lively. He wasn't very lively when I got him, but he's getting more lively now. Oh yeah, they're love bites. He's to kitties. That's their way of showing love and affection. I mean, that's their like kisses or hugs or they kind of chew on each other a little bit. Not so that it breaks the skin, but just kind of it's a love bite. He pops up in your dreams. Yeah, yeah, cowboy, he travels, I don't know, he does what he wants to do, he's a cat. He does what he wants. It's really true. I don't have any control over what he does in the dream time. Mm, but, he is a sweetheart. He is a sweet old guy. I'm so glad I gave him a home because he's he really just needed some love to really bloom. He just needed good food and love, get those nasty gnats out of his fur, and he wants to be brushed like 2 or 3 times a day. He's just crazy about any kind of attention he gets, so he wasn't getting enough attention, unfortunately. Poor little guy. He didn't get enough love. Ah, yeah. Yeah, they usually visit in dreams a lot of times. I know that Maui and Cowboy was in one of my dreams, to both of them recently. Mhm. Oh, you were singing of the Def Leppard song? Okay, I think I'm about to shut down. Remember Wednesday, we're gonna be at 8, and, that's gonna be we're gonna get the astrology report, 13 sign astrology for this month, and then Sunday, we got Alexander the Great, no, Alexander the ganja shaman. He's coming in for numbers to do the numerology. And there you go. Yeah, love bites. Exactly. Love bites, love bleeds. It's what I need. Yeah, I remember that. Well, yeah, I'm about to go toddle off to bed. I got some things to do tomorrow. And my helper's coming over. We got a lot to do. We've got this inspection in 2 weeks. I passed the one inspection, and I found out that day we got another one in 2 weeks. It's a big state inspection, and although I don't think it's going to be bad, we still got things we got to do. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm going to sign off. You guys have a wonderful night. wonderful dreams. And you are my family. And we do have family among the stars. And I believe we have family in inner earth too. I believe that we are related to them too, somehow. Because I think, well, I have my thoughts about what's going on there. Uh, they were colonists, but yeah. And this is another thing I need to tell you. Since a couple of weeks ago, since the energy shifted, I said you know, we passed the boundary a couple of weeks ago. Um, the skies have been clear. I haven't seen any ships out there. So they're not needed, maybe. Or, I haven't seen any ships. Not that I've seen. That doesn't mean they're not there. It's just none are visible. Some maybe they were visible to letting me see so that I would feel good about it. But now, I guess they don't need it. They don't need to be there. I look like Barney the dinosaur. You mean all purple? I love you too, dear. I love you all. And if you have my number, get in touch with me if you need me. You can just talk to me too. That's fine. You can call me just to talk. Not sure when I'll get back to you, but leave me a message when you're going to be not busy and I'll try and call you then. But I'm kind of busy right now a lot of the time, but that's okay. And mostly I get times when I absolutely must sleep, and that means I must go handle things. I have to go handle things. Yeah, that's my grow light that you're seeing. That's turning everything kind of purple. But it's actually good for you. It's the wavelength of light is good for you. So I like sitting under it. And my plants like it too. Okay. You guys, love you. I'm going to go off now. And remember, you are divine. You are divine. You are how God is passing time in the universe. Right. What else would you do but have experiences? So you're God experiencing, but you are divine, you are creators. And once you know that, you can do miracles, literally. And don't think you can't. Okay. Truth is where you find it. Hope you find some on this show. Hug people you love. Some of them are going to be leaving. A lot of them. There's still a lot of people that are going to be leaving. I'm sorry to say, but okay. God bees. God's hobbies. Everybody needs a hobby, right? If you were, an eternal being, what would you do? It's all that time on your hands. Have experiences. That's what you do, right? That's all. What else is there? I don't know. Maybe there is something else, but I can't think of it. Maybe there's some far beyond what we can understand. Okay, take care. Wait a minute. Oh, oh, I might have behind the left ear. Tranquilizer. That's where they use the tranquilizers behind the left ear. God, I hope that doesn't mean anything. I'm gonna have to check on that. Okay, take care. See you Wednesday.